What is going on, guys? Joey here, and I am joined by two special guests for a little end of year pod type action. What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Yo, what's happening? Had to lock in. You know what I'm saying? You got to lock in.
He couldn't unlock his phone. He had to lock in real quick. So I'm here with the boys, and we're just gonna talk about some powerlifting stuff. Kind of go through just a bunch of random
end of the
powerlifting
year,
topics.
end of the year recap type
We're gonna
vibes.
do end of the year recap, talk about some breakout male female lifters, talk about meet of the years, some performances of the years, um, meet frequency, how often should you be competing, how that affects lifters, content creator of the year in regards to powerlifting, and then what are we excited for in 2026? So we're just gonna kind of go through it.
Do
Um,
you want to do like the umbrella, like maybe two umbrella statements before we begin? Because I actually
Go
a
ahead.
topic just came to my mind. I know it's been really popular as of late, but like, is powerlifting dying? And then just kind of like the flex, how the flex team did this year.
All right, let's talk about the first one. I was thinking about this a lot lately because I mean I think whatever is happening in the sport, like Flex is gonna feel it any which way. And I do believe that a lot of what is happening and what we've experienced is from the split. And the reason for that is because when we were in USAPL, I believe it was like 2019, I think we had around 2019, 2021, somewhere in there, we had around 20,000 members, 20 to 30,000 members towards 2023. That was in USAPL. And then the split happened. And when the split happened, obviously you start completely over. And, that really just made it so like you had the USAPL, which was kind of riding off the heels of Mega Nats, and then you had Powerlifting America, which was the gateway to the IPF, which is like where I mostly concern most of my energy and like try to pull everybody to, right? And for sure, like there is a difference between the two. And I think one, when that happened, a lot of people just stopped. They literally just stopped. Um, I know for sure because I had lifters that were gonna do your second corrupted meet, and when that didn't happen, I don't even remember what year that was. I don't remember. Was that
2023, I think. Yeah,
was it
2023.
when that happened? When people
Terrible year.
lose like their motivation or their gateway to something, they just quit. Some of them
Yeah.
just quit, right? It's like too much for them. They have too much going on. They just quit. Some people stay on. Some people are going to do it like no matter what. They just love it. Um, I have a guy who works like a very corporate job who literally will never compete, but he's been with me since like he's been with me like 10 years, and he just loves power. He just wants to squat, bench, and deadlift. He just likes doing it. And in regards to the sport dying, I talk to different companies and things like that, and I try to get these metrics to try to figure out what's going on. And one, powerlifting is not like a free sport, right? Like there's a little bit of cost for entry, right? Like if you want equipment, you want to compete, you want to do all those extra things. So if the economy is not doing good in certain regards, then people are not going to be able to afford services as well, as much. But views, I would say overall views of the sport are up. I think for sure the views are up, but anybody could watch the sport. So for example, you know, like bodybuilding kids can like look at powerlifting stuff and you know, I actually had one of my friends, who I know through One Piece. He's a teacher at a high school. Chris, you know Monroe High School? That's water, by the way. He was I don't know. They were watching a video of like Jesus lifting or something, and I was in the video, and then the teacher goes, "Oh, I know that guy," and they're like, "There's no way," and I'm like, "Yeah, like that's Joey." Da, 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 da. And so like regular people can like look at powerlifting, and I do think we have been. I mean, bro, I want to say that Russ, you were the first real powerlifter. I mean, of course, we had Brett Gibbs that was on YouTube. We had Josh Hancock. I don't know if people remember him. Johnny Candido, like a lot of these older guys that were on YouTube for powerlifting. But when it came to Instagram and then TikTok, I feel like you really tried to add a little. Like you took social media influencing and being a powerlifter, and you like fused them together. And then during COVID, I think everybody got to see how the UFC was promoting things, and then we tried to take like some of that, and then now we're seeing the federations like try to post like more promotional stuff, try to do things that do well on social media and stuff like that. So I would say the views are up for the federation that like matters like the most, like as far as we're concerned. Like we're only at 6,400 members, which is crazy because we used to be at 20,000, and I think USAPL was like 35,000. I'm not sure if it got that high. I know it was in the 30s at their highest. So I think there's going to be a little bit of period, like all things. There's like expansion. Things are going to grow. They're going to blow up to a point, then it's going to contract a little bit, and then you kind of lose like in like stocks. They call it like the dead companies, like they just fall off or they go bankrupt if shit happens. And then the ones that stick around are laying the foundation to sort of catapult when the next sort of rise comes in, and the next expansion happens. And who knows, maybe that's going to be, these coming years. Maybe, I was on the phone today and with someone from PA, and I was like, I would like to see 10,000 members by the end of 2026, and I think it's possible. I think it's possible. So, do I think the sport is dying? I think it just went through a little contraction. I think the average lifespan of a lifter. I mean, what do you guys think? It's like 2 to 5 years, maybe 3 to 5 years, maybe.
I'd say two to
If you're
three.
a casual lifter, if you're a casual, you just want to like compete, you want to do nationals, and like you're not going to go beyond that. If it's like your job, you make a career out of it, that's different. You're going to stay with it way longer.
Yeah. I'd say it averages out to maybe two to three because there's people that'll start and then they realize how long it actually takes to like develop if they don't have natural talent or like good leverages and then they just kind of like stop and drop out. And there's people that just join to be in communities and then they just kind of stop doing it.
I was telling one of my coaches, one of the guys that works for me, I was telling him, your roster is, if his roster is like, this size, and 3 to 5 years goes by and people start trickling off, we got to replace those as they trickle off. Because your roster is like mostly old. Like we're slowly replacing it, but like over time, you have to like, you always have to like, there's, those older guys are gonna stop, or just move on or start a family or do something, and then you're gonna want to bring the new generation that's gonna stick with it like even longer, and that's just something that's specific to our sport. It's a physical sport. It's a demanding sport. It's something that I mean, if you take care of yourself, you could do it for like over a decade for sure. But you don't really get to these really crazy levels of strength unless you've put in like that time. The numbers that you're lifting now, it's just so crazy that like any random day you could just come in and hit like a 340 when I remember when you tried to hit like just under 700 and missed it, right? That was like 7 years ago, right? Like it's crazy. It's just crazy how you truly get to those levels from putting in the time. And you're right. I think people go through that and they just realize like, oh shit, like if I'm gonna, maybe before when the sport wasn't divided and it wasn't two different federations, it was like, oh, I can compete at a high level and I just gotta like do it on my part time. But now locking in, right? Like what is locking in? Like people actually track variables and things. Like I tell you guys, treat yourself like an athlete because that's literally what you are. Like Russ, you are a professional athlete. You have to take care of your body like that. You have to eat like that. You have to sleep like that. You have to recover like that. Or you could be like, like in the NBA, we see a lot of guys like they're talented and they're going to do fine, but are they really going to get to those upper level greatness level, of skill if they don't put in the extra work? Probably not. So, to answer the question, and I'll let you guys, I'll shut up because I'm talking a lot. Do I think the sport is dying? Viewership, no. Participants in our federation, I mean, there was a drop off because of like a strange kind of variable, right, that happened. I think the sport's getting more competitive. Um, Let me ask you guys, do you guys think that because the top end is becoming like really just up there, uh, Chris, you're
Oh,
muted. You're muted and your screen went out. I don't know if you could hear that. Um, Hold on, let me pause it real quick. Do you guys think that?
well, I was going to say
Yeah, go ahead.
before you jump to that question, body, you can answer just like do you think powerlifting is dead or dying?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I actually really wanted to touch on this because I was in the gym yesterday, and I've had a lot of time to reflect in the second half of the year. And there's so many parts I'm gonna try to bundle and make it quick. But the thing we talked about this a lot in our conversations throughout the year, where lifters that when they first started lifting, we didn't have like we always said that like the young guns are coming, this wave of talent is coming. That we have a wave of talent right now that we didn't have before. And I've had these conversations a lot with my lifters talking about how like you guys will see like maybe there's like 893 kg kids right now and they're going crazy in training. You see that 8 times, that redundancy, that repetitiveness through what you see on the internet, it seems like a lot. That's only 8 kids out of, let's say, what we have in the world. We have like how many? Let's 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 93 kg lifters. I don't know, 40, 50,000, whatever the number is. So the people that are lifting and the other adults and kids that I have that are 93s, I'm like, you guys are watching 8 of the next 93s coming up out of tens of thousands of you around the world. And then on top of that, the 93s that are on top right now, like yourself and Kaiko and the rest, that's another maybe 10 top tier 93s. So there's like 18 93s in the world that's this good. And you look at that and then you let that take away from the what could be special in your own journey. And people are not understanding that like powerlifting is supposed to be for many, many reasons, but it's up to you to define what your why is for why you lift. And when I'm in the gym, I'm talking with kids and we saw it. Like we had this super competitive meet that we did in June, and it was really fun. It took a lot out of people's lives because the way that they organized and the way that they realized how you could healthily be competitive, they didn't manage it well. So then we talked about how people in that gym have taken a break, and there's some that still compete authentically and organically. And that comes from the joy that they get from self improvement, getting better, seeing people that are pleasant to see in the gym, people that respect the gym, people that understand the gym culture. They actually love lifting, the excitement of I'm getting stronger still, chasing something. Like they found a way to fit that in their daily life. They found a way to make that balanced and healthy and organic where they could still have family time, work, have self time, and then have like downtime to enjoy life. They found a way to balance all of that. And so that's why those people that are there's a kid in there that he deadlifted or he squatted like 420, he benched 265, and he deadlifted I think 620. So he had this crazy ratio, whatever, right? But he was talking about like, yeah, my ratio's all messed up, but I'm really happy because I PR'd all my lifts. I went 9 for 9, and I'm having a really good time. I'm like, although your ratio might be messed up, whatever. I was like, I don't know who makes that rules because we're used to seeing more balanced totals. We see more heavier totals on the subtotal, and then we see deadlift specialists, whatever case may be. But like, fuck that rule. Fuck whoever says that. You used to not bench 265. You used to not squat 420. You used to not deadlift 620. That's really strong. You have a great deadlift, and the other ones you're still improving, but you just put up the best numbers you've ever put up at a meet. So you have self improvement. You have something you're chasing. And I think that this is so important for our community and our sport. And for anyone that listens to this around the world, like you got to chase this and do this because you love it. And it's like, it's the same thing when I was trying to pursue the NFL. When I was playing football, there were thousands of people that I would see at Canadian Football League tryouts and regional NFL tryouts and colleges and all these camps that we would do and pursue, right? Spending all this money on our own. But I was doing it because my mind was so focused on my goals. And I was like, damn, I'm actually around some of the best football players in the world. Even these guys that are trying to make it, they all played at Duke University or someone was at Texas Tech or whatever. And I'm just like, these guys are the best football players in the world trying to make a NFL league that only has 3,000 people that make it. So if you apply that to powerlifting, the top dogs that we see, people lose so much sight of how that's like what the top 200 people that fill up our Instagram feeds out of. I gotta believe there's like at least 1 million people in the world that powerlift, all globally, right? I don't know. You don't think so? The entire
That
world?
compete in it or that just do it?
Like that powerlift, like whether it be like they know about powerlifting, they're trying to improve their squat, bench, and deadlift, they're just trying to get stronger, or
I don't
some
know. I don't know.
okay, let's say there's 500,000 worldwide. Let's
Sure.
say that half it, right? I don't know what the numbers is for all the freaking police out there, but the point, I don't want to get away from the point of
Do
like
you think?
you still watch the NFL. You love football, right? You love training yourself, going on the field, hitting weights. You love the feeling of if you play high school or if you play college, scoring a touchdown, getting a tackle, getting a sack, getting an interception. It's the same thing that I apply to powerlifting, where I still enjoy the process of the gym. I think we have people like Russ that make it cool to look fashionable, that make it cool to have fly kicks. For me, I'm not too big on like the standard like powerlifting kicks all the time. I want to wear some J's. I want to wear some foams. I remember one time, Russ, I was lifting at your gym, and there were some influencers in there that like BigBody squatted in foams. That's crazy. And I didn't give a shit because I'm an athlete and I don't like I don't coach that all the time. Like I don't say if you have to hit a big lift, you need good foot pressure, you need proper foot rooting and all that stuff. So I don't say to lift in squishy basketball shoes, but sometimes if it's a lighter lift or whatever, if the circumstance precedes itself, and I want to feel good. I want to wear a flyer fit, a better kicks. And I'm not doing that specifically for any other reason than I like to look good when I lift too. I don't want to always wear the same black t-shirt, black shorts all the time. And I think that's really cool. And so now you see that in gyms where people try to put together fits, you get to see how people's minds work and how they try to color coordinate and things. I think that's fun for me. That makes the sport fun. So anyways, all this to say, people can't lose sight of why they lift and why they try to self-improve. A lot of lifters, the young ones coming up and everyone like, don't make this shit so stressful and harder and more just negative than it needs to be. Do this because you love it. Do it because you're like, damn, I'm watching the best of the best do it. How close can I get? You know what I mean? And then also understand that some people are born to do things in this life. Some people are just born to lift and they have better, they just got better leverages and talents than you do in genetics. But that doesn't mean that you still don't have something special. That doesn't mean that you don't still have a special deadlift or a special squat or bench, whatever the case may be. You can still self-improve. And the lastly, I would say is that what I love about the discipline life of powerlifting that is extremely healthy for you. It's like a really, really good thing to like track your food, restrict calories, look good, look healthy, give your body and your organs a break from eating a bunch of junk shit and not paying attention to that, focusing on getting your sleep, focusing on getting magnesium, boron, selenium, all these things for higher testosterone. Like these things are very good for you. You know what I mean? So discipline, I want to normalize like making discipline just more, something that's more consistent within our community and for our kids. I never before have I heard about kids talking about powerlifting program, mentals, nutrition, and they're like 18 years old. If you were to talk about that 10, 20 years ago, 18-year-olds would be like, the fuck is all that? I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to lift. And maybe that was better because they were thinking less and just having more fun. But all this is to say that our community needs to not lose track of why they lift, and they need to keep the special elements of what allows them to be back in the gym. I'll say a last fun fact thing for me. I put so much effort in this year into my own lifting because I did it for me. And then I gave myself time to kind of recoup and be more of a coach. And like all the time that I would use for lifting and coaching, I used that other time for business, family, and coaching, right? And I wanted to do a bunch of things, but I knew I'd never leave the gym. But what was really exciting for me was like yesterday I came in the gym and for the first time, I'm starting to work with my brother, and that's something that's important to me. And I think that when I was in the gym, I was like, my brother never gives a fuck about my lifting, and rightfully so, because we have a business to run and we're coaches first. But the fact that he would ask just a couple questions where he was asking about certain things so he could have information to make my training block, that element to just get to work with my brother in something that is very, very exciting for me. I don't even think about him being Joey Flex. I just thinking about I get to work with my brother at something. You know, I get to work on being lighter. I get to work on being stronger, put on more muscle, and he cares a little bit. That's very fun for me. I'm so geeked to get into the gym, have this new like, and I also want to say this, but give massive respect. I've worked with one coach prior to my brother, which is William Squats. I think he's probably one of the top 10 coaches in the world. He coaches one of the best deadlifters of all time, Ina, from Hungary by way of Hungary from Nigeria. And Will has brought so many lifters that like you didn't know about, but have put up these sneaky bigger totals and are like in the top tier echelon. Like Will is he's an amazing coach. He's been in this game for over a decade. I'm taking this moment to give him his flowers because I want to make sure that it's known. This guy I've learned, I would probably say a minimum 50% of core important things that I've learned in powerlifting as a coach that I add to my game. I've gotten that from William Squats. And that guy is very, very special. And I think he's too humble sometimes. He's coached at every fucking platform you could think of. Any and every platform he's been there.
He's a flex coach, by the way, because I feel like people are like, "Who's this guy?" But
William
I bring
Squats,
him with
William
me. I bring
Valle.
him with me to meets, yeah, with the long
Yeah,
hair and the glasses.
he's one of our core generals on this team, and he's a very, very important part. And I talked to him about it and everything, and I told him I was like, I'm I wasn't programming, and I was just going to the gym these past 6 months, and I'm lifting with my brother now, and I'm working with him now simply because I just want to work with my brother. There's no other reason. I just want to have fun lifting with my brother, but I told him I was like, the past 6, 7, 8, whatever years working with you on and off, I told him there's no big body in powerlifting. There's nothing in my coaching career without you. Like there's none of that. Like I would say a lot of it consists of him and Joe. And he's at minimum 50% of that. And I told him he's a brother to me and all that stuff. So, anyways, I wanted to give that real quick, but
is the
but I
sport
want to
dying?
say, huh?
Is the sport dying? That was the original question.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm saying all that. I took a segment to say all that to let people know. Look at what's exciting for me. Look what brings me into the gym, and look why I'm lifting. I'm not lifting because I have Joey FLEXX in my corner. I'm not saying I want to be the best fucking 120 and ever. No. I'm not putting that stress on myself. I'm just saying, hey, let's go to the gym, let's program, and let me be the most dialed I could ever be. Let me have fun, and these are things that are keeping the sport not dying for me. Even though my sole priority in this sport is I want to make the most impact as being a supporting coach on this team and doing the best I can with my lifters to help this team, accelerate and help put on for our team. So all that to be said, hopefully these are key components that people listen and can take and add to their life and their reason for why they lift. I don't think that powerlifting, to answer the question, I don't think that powerlifting is dying. I think it's in its point of being malleable right now, where it's being formed it's solidifying now. I think like that super hot time frame has passed, and now it's starting to solidify into something different, which is what you see with all the other sports when those sports get bigger, like the NFL, basketball, and all that stuff. Obviously, we're very far from that, but now we have a class of elite powerlifters that everyone has to look at as an example, and so now it's becoming that. But I don't think that those things should ever take away from why we have more people lift and things of that nature. Lastly, I'll say powerlifting is one of those things where you got to be very disciplined, and people don't like being disciplined. Being disciplined is hard, but we're always going to have a lot of people that run towards being uncomfortable, and we're always going to have people that want to challenge themselves and get better. So because that will always be, the sport will never die because of that. It's just hard to be special, and this sport is very hard in another, like it's not as physically hard as other sports, contrary to popular belief. It's just more mentally because you have to be really consistent for a really long time. So anyways, that's my take. I don't think the sport's dying. I think that you just got to remember why you do it, and I think that it's in a state of solidifying and hardening right now in a unique way.
What do you think, Russ?
It's an interesting question for me because I feel like in regards to like the participation, it's definitely I equate it to like hip hop, right? Like people are having the conversation that hip hop is dying and it's no longer like in the top 10 or whatever. And it's not so much that like hip hop is dying, it's just the casual hip hop fan is dying. Like the people that only listen to like the top 10 hits. Joey, one of your favorite quotes to say when like we send in a song, it's like, is it mindless beats? You know what I mean? Like that type of hip hop is gonna start dying. And what happened this year is that yes, like listenership has definitely gone down, but the quality has gone up. So if you listen to like the Clips, Freddie Gibbs, Ghostface, Nas dropped an album, you have all these high quality rap albums that sound amazing, but it's not getting the same type of listenership because the casual is dying. They're not making any more of that like super trap hard beats with like terrible lyrics to where you can just vibe out. And that's kind of what's happening in powerlifting. I feel like I feel like in powerlifting, it's like a lot of different factors that are currently affecting it. The split for sure, like the USAPL splitting from the IPF, like them moving outside that umbrella definitely affected back in 2023. Alongside of the just like, I mean, it's kind of hard to run away from a shitty economy. You know, I feel like right now people don't have the extra funds to pay for powerlifting coaching because powerlifting coaching is pretty much a service and a luxury good, right? So those factors are kind of driving people away from the sport. It's not so much so that they don't like it. It's like they're just not in a place where they can continue doing it. And kind of like with the different topics or the different things that you laid out, it's a hard sport, man. It's not easy. It's not an easy sport to be good at because it does take a lot. And I was talking to actually a young kid today at the gym, and he was just asking for like, tips and different ways he could be successful down the line. I was like, you got to get comfortable being lonely and like doing shit kind of by yourself because you're gonna have a lot of friends that are going to be into the gym, but not necessarily into powerlifting. And you guys know what it's like. Like you got the homies with you, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna be in my little corner over here, squatting, benching, or deadlifting, and all the homies gonna be on the other side of the gym having fun bodybuilding and talking shit. That gets kind of lonely because now you have to become your own community, and that alone drives people away from the sport. And I feel like a lot of people at first came into it thinking that like, oh, I'm gonna join and I'm gonna have all this fun. Sometimes it's not like that, and sometimes that drives people away. But another component that I wanted to touch on was like I've been seeing the juniors like the juniors, like the juniors that are starting to become good in the open, like they have their own community to where like, bro, their good training posts get shared like wildfire. It'll be like 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares, and that's because people are pushing it out to each other. And it's like, yo, look what so and so just did. Look what so and so just did. So I feel like viewership has actually gone up. Like participation weirdly has gone down. I feel like, but then viewership is just like skyrocketed. What's up?
I will say that USAPL Nationals I know was really bad this last one. Like I heard so many stories
Mm,
about, not like really, I'm not trying to shit on anyone. I'm just saying like the vibes was not right. That is the number
mm.
one thing that I got from that meet was the vibes were not right. But they still probably have a gazillion members. Like they probably still have 20,000 members, 25,000 members. I'm not entirely sure. They still have the collegiate scene. So overall, there's probably more people competing. I'm just not seeing it. Like, bro, if I go to Lifting Cast and I look at all the people that competed, like between all the federations, I want to say there are more casual lifters than ever, I think. But because we go for like we're the more like competitive like top end, like we go for the IPS stuff. That is definitely down because I mean our federation only has like I said 6,400 members in it. Um, but there are still a lot of lifters that like the potential market of total power lifters I think is up, but it's more dispersed and also um, it's just like for example in California we did used to run more meets when it was USAPL, and now like we're trying to like me and Tina talk about running a meet. Like we got to get that back up. I was on the phone today. Like I said, there's going to be some big meet directors moving over. If we could get that going, I believe in the next 2 to 3 years we could be at 10, 15,000 members. It's just um, there's like a change, and when there's a change, there could be a dip, and then things build back up again. But like you said, I think viewership is up for sure. Kids are better with social media now. There's more tools to make things more viral, to make things
Yeah.
more appealing. Um, I was thinking about
Because
this the
there's also that wave back in like, remember when it was cool to be like a social media influencer and say like I'm gonna try powerlifting? That was like in
yeah, they were all doing it.
2021.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
all
they're
doing
not
it.
all doing it. I feel like that brought in a different wave of people, but then also that wave of people is also dying out now.
Well, we have
Like
more
their 2 3 years are up.
influencer powerlifters. I mean, you and Cranon, right? Like who else is really just
Because I
maybe
feel like
Bill?
some powerlifters they're not even influencers. They just have a lot of followers because they're powerlifters. Like
Yeah.
if
But
that makes
you and Cranon are actually influencers though.
yeah. I'm trying to think who else falls in that category. I feel like
Uh, not bro.
Nate Nate from the
Oh
UK. Nathan,
yeah.
yeah, he's in that realm. Damn,
And then you have like Jesus Nanso and Josh that like they
they're
powerlift,
just so
but they do YouTube.
yeah. Well,
But it's
I would say
different than how you
Jesus.
do it. It's a different than how
Yeah, I'd
you
say
do it.
Jesus and Nonso. Excuse me, Jesus and Nonso are almost leaning towards just being like really popular in the politics community. I'm not sure if it's like full influencer status. Like
Yeah.
Jesus is the strongest human being to ever exist. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's almost like I'm a powerlifter straight up. Like I don't influence. Like I'm literally the strongest human being. But yeah, I think we're just going through a period where it's gonna get refined and like it's gonna be like a different community of powerlifting that's gonna emerge from this era because I've seen powerlifters get more and more competitive, more territorial about their position in the game. Back when I was first coming up, it used to just be like, "Oh, we're all happy to be here" type shit,
Yeah.
and like you're not gonna really go back and forth with your different competitors. Now it's like people are calling each other out like every other training post, which I like it. I like watching it. I think it does good for the community because it gets stuff shared like wildfire. But I'd say that powerlifting is definitely going through a slight regression period, but it's setting us up to have bigger periods down the line.
I'm just gonna roll right into the next topic. And I'll just kind of preface it with this, so because it could just be all over the place. I was telling Russ earlier today that I'm having someone put together like a little recap for like I was thinking of like the top five like flex performances of the year. Um, and then there's like a couple like it's gonna be more than five, just a little bit more than five. And I was just gonna start from the beginning of the year, and I think we started off the year. Russ did that Sheffield, and Chris, you and I were talking about this. Um, I guess we could use Russ as an individual for one of those choices. Russ, I think that the like I wanted to reiterate the significance of what you did at that Sheffield after having come off of what you went through at Worlds, and then like breaking that world record, and then of course like Joe breaks it after at Nationals, but then you break the world record in the class up. And if I'm not mistaken, in 2022, you did the same thing. I think the second time it was unofficial because it was in Korea. You did the same
Yeah.
thing way back then. And I just got to bring you up because I mean that is, being able to do that. I mean, let me ask you guys, which one do you think was more significant for Russ? Was it your NAPF performance, or was it your Sheffield, like, having to go against Jurgens and Ade with Ade added into the mix now, in their hometown, after you had just come off of, like a devastating loss or whatever? Like, which one do you guys? I'll start with Chris, I guess, because Russ just talked. Which one do you guys think is like the more significant of the two? Um, I think both are very significant, but I go ahead, Chris. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, yeah. Like we talked a little bit about it, but I'll say here publicly that both had their challenges. One of them was challenging, um,
Not on
because
purpose.
yeah, he could have made it. He could have
Self-inflicted.
made it chill on himself. It was kind of like it was supposed to. It was a script. It was a script meet, right? But he just like, I need adversity somewhere. So there's that. The other one, I think it's Sheffy. Out to like unanimous. It's Sheffy because you're. I don't think that a lot of athletes in sports could handle that, let alone in our sport, because you're on top. You go to worlds and you lose, and the magnitude earthquake that sent and rippled through the sport, and you have 6 months to make it right. 6 months of your life to say fuck everything, we're coming back, but we got to go to the guy's house, the guy's country. That's like, it's like 2 hours away from where he's from, 2.5, 3, whatever. Go to his backyard, and we gotta beat him at the biggest meet in the world. We gotta beat him in his backyard at his home country. Family's there, friends are there, his neighborhood's there, everyone's there. From his ends, everyone's there, right? And on top of all that, we're gonna throw in another phenom that's coming up in 83 that's also from there. And so it's not only him that we got insurance. So if you beat him, we got this guy here too, who's coming up in the 83s, one of the best 83s. Everyone sees this massive potential that he has. You got to try to figure out a way to overcome that. And the amount of pressure, the amount of like, you can't lose, you can't fucking lose. You can't lose. This is monumental on someone's resume. So many people were writing Russ off saying, if he loses this, he's cooked. He's out of here. He's done. Get him the fuck out of here. He's done. He's garbage. He's trash. All these things they're saying about a former two-time world champion, right? And bro came back. And he not only beat that guy at his crib, Russ came to that meet and said, I'm here to face the demons. I'm here to face the pressure. I'm here to face everything you guys have to throw at me. And I'm in enemy territory. I'm in your guys' house. And I'm here to make my statement of my legacy. Let's run it. We're in your house. We're in your backyard right now. Your house is about 10 yards away. We're on the grass of your backyard. Let's run it. And he ran it. And he attacked it with a love and a joy and a confidence that he was like, this is what you get when you get some of my best work. Here's what my best looks like. You want my best? Let's go to your backyard. Let's run to you guys that's from here. Let's run it. And we showed them that this is what. Okay, now you have my attention. And he was super close from getting second place. A guy like Shell put up one of the great. I would say that's probably one of the greatest chef. That is one of the greatest Sheffield and one of the greatest powerlifting feats and.
Lag.
He had everything set up for him to have an incredible first place performance, and he did that, right? And then with all this stuff, no one even thought for Russ to even come in second, and he was super close by a hair of his chinny chin chin on his grip on that last deadlift, but still ended up winning the battle of the 83s. And how much pressure and everything that's on there, that is a like a pillar in powerlifting history, in classic powerlifting history. That's a pillar moment, in my opinion. And to see it firsthand and be a part of it in a little way that I could help you guys and see Russ do that, dude. So many people would crumble. Like there was people that were in that moment where they also, you're at home, you can't lose, you need to da da da. And objectively, right? If I'm talking to ESPN, you just didn't deliver. Like, here's your moment. Here's your moment to capitalize on this world title, right? And now double down, put Russ away, put the nail in the coffin, put him away. It's like when you're winning by 7 points in an American football game, and it's like the 2-minute warning's up. It's like just you're up by 7, put him away, and somehow that didn't happen. And I think that's a very special, tough, high pressure. Like, I can't put enough words to it of how fucked up situation that was for Russ, because there was insurance on the battle of the guy he had to beat. There's someone else as well. He had to go. It's 1-on-2. You know what I'm saying? And
I had people telling me I don't need to
I
worry
think that's
about
the moment
Jurgens.
right there.
I need to worry about the other guy, and I was just like, I don't give a fuck.
But look, when they tell you that, right? Look at the mind games. Everyone tries
It
to,
doesn't
like,
work, bro. Hold on, let me
it
say
doesn't work.
something. Let me say something about this because people don't understand this. Everything that Russ does, and I really felt this at 2019. If Russ has a good meet, you're gonna see every comment imaginable. If he has a bad meet, they're gonna jump on you. They're gonna pick everything apart. Every single thing that goes into working with the Russ and everything that Russ does, because he has all the eyes on him, you're gonna feel like there's just you're under a magnifying glass. Every little fucking thing that you do, right? It's the same thing with me. They're like trying to find out the programming, trying to they would write down because Russ posts all his training. They're gonna write down the days that he posts his training and what he's hitting on those days, and they're gonna try to make his block on their own notes, right? It's
it's so funny. I didn't know that people were doing that until I heard a podcast of a guy detailing my training. I was like, oh shit! Like I just think that casual people are watching my shit chilling.
No, they're gonna write everything down.
He just texted me. I always thought that it was like people just watching my like casual, just watching my shit, and it's like, nah, coaches are, which like respect, I understand, but they're like watching my stuff.
They want to know what's up, right?
But I was never really thinking about that component.
Yeah, it's. Go ahead.
No, it's interesting. I actually never thought about it from your lens. Like when I lose, it's just as bad for you because now people are calling you into question and wondering,
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was interesting to hear because the same pressure that you feel is the same pressure that I feel is the same pressure that you feel. But we're not really. I don't know if you relate to me. I don't really feel pressure, but I understand the magnitude.
Bro, I'm fucking weird. Like I go to it.
Yeah, I liked it. So I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
I think that is like right next to my first IPF Worlds win because while I understood the stakes and I felt the heartbreak of losing, like I genuinely found out that I fucking hate losing. Like I hate losing. I hate losing more than I hate losing more than I like winning. I don't give a fuck about winning.
Bro,
like, winning is just more so.
To do.
Yeah, it's like that's what's supposed to happen when you put in the amount of work that I do. But when I lost, I was like, fuck, man. I felt like a piece of I felt like a jackass. I was embarrassed. Like I brought my dad to watch me for my first meet. So when I lost to Jurgens, like having to be a good competitor and be the first to congratulate Jurgens on winning took a lot out of me. And then like as soon as I got back to the room, I cried. And I know what I represent. Like I know that people dislike me. I know I get a lot of love, but there's also like a big faction of people that dislike me. There's also people that just dislike a string of success. So just like seeing everyone, a lot of people turn on me in the community, not even turn on me. I think sometimes I make it easier for people to dislike me or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but just seeing that much hate, like that much, like he deserved it. It's finally good that he got knocked off his pedestal, all that kind of stuff. I was like, damn, these people really want to see me lose. And I remember making a YouTube video when I got back. I was like, if y'all think this is going to change me, if y'all think this is going to make me get any more fucking like modest or whatever, you got me fucked up. Like I'm about to come back and I'm about to show you guys what it's like to take an L and then come back and get shit right. And whenever honestly though, that 6 months, I think we got closer, me, you, and Body. Like we all got closer through this because y'all were the only people I trusted throughout this whole process. Like you guys are the only ones that I was talking to on a consistent basis.
There was one. I literally, my mind was like, nothing matters, but
yeah. And there are certain situations like when we talk about certain things and we have to have our separate conversations. Like, yo, man, like I didn't like how you were talking about this. And then even with you, Joey, there's a point where like you saw me lash out in a certain type of way, and it's like I've never seen Russ act like this, and it's like all that stemmed from like a combination of just what was going on in like my current situation.
I was just trying to pull you back to the path, and sometimes
Yeah,
when we're in, we're going through shit, we have emotions, there's shit going on. It's my job to just be able to have those conversations and just say, look, I think that we need to recalibrate and we need to get back on track because this is what's going to lead to victory, and it did, and it worked, and you handled business. But that real quick, when you said you went back to your room and you felt the emotion hit you, it wasn't that day, but I remember, I think I was in Germany. We're in Germany, right? Was it Germany or Lithuania?
Lithuania.
Was it?
Yeah, Lithuania. Because my dad was speaking Russian. He was speaking Russian out there.
Did I have Grant with me?
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think
Nah,
because I remember being in the room and I was on the phone with Tina, and that was the first time, bro. I felt like I know this is like irrational. It's together. Everything that we deal with is together, right? I literally felt all of it. Like I should have I should have been harder on him. I should have da 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 da. I shouldn't have let him. We shouldn't have taken this meet like mentally. We kind of took it halfway off because we were thinking beyond it. Um, I still think that squat was good. I don't give a fuck what people say. That squat, I thought it was fucking good. We've made a million third squats at high level meets. I don't give a shit. And the reason they gave us, I don't even agree with. But the point is, I felt that emotion. I felt everything hit. From that moment on, we only took gold medals. Like everybody
yeah, yeah.
except Granite because she was brand new. She took
And
third.
and just going back to the moment and the situation, like that was a really unique situation. I think the only person that could have related to that is Taylor. Like when Taylor lost against our guy,
I didn't mean to
he
do that,
got a lot
Taylor.
of
I'm
shit,
sorry. I
bro. He
didn't
got a
mean to do
lot of shit, and I remember having to like go back and stand up for him. I'm like, y'all got Taylor. Like Taylor is still one of the greatest powerlifters of all time. Like we're not gonna act
that.
like one loss defines your career, but also like man, like having when people have like a underwhelming performance at a meet, they think it's the end of the world, but like they'll have a lot of people shooting them bail. Hey man, it's all good. You'll get him next time. I didn't get too much of that shit. It was mostly you deserve it, you're washed. I had like and having the platform that I have, like if you fuck up, you have pages like subpar powerlifting memes or like I don't even know the other pages that were doing shit, but people would
Oh,
constantly send
me.
me stuff,
Yeah.
and I never open it because I'm like, hey, like if y'all have my number and like we're cool for real, I would appreciate if y'all don't send me things that people are saying about me. And there is like a compounding effect of like the gym just closed, I'm going through shit with better, like it was just a lot of different things happening at once. So to get that get back at Sheffield, and I remember thinking about it too. It's like, hey, Sheffield, like a person from the UK just beat me. We get to spin the block in his arena, so there's no excuse. And then they even added someone into the mix to make it even more crazier. But just being in that foxhole and feeling like the world was against us and like us coming together and having that performance together, for me, that's like that rivals like the best experience of my powerlifting career. Like the losing made the winning feel even better because it made me realize I don't appreciate winning as much as I should. In that moment, once again, like when you're standing on that platform and you just hear people like cheering your name because it's almost like you're forcing them to do so. Like I had to show up. So yeah, that's easily better than the the
I will
NAPF.
say
NAPF is more fun, like,
it was like 6 weeks after. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was like, I'm smiling a little bit more these days. I'm smiling a little bit more these days because that
I
was
cried on the I cried on the flight back
bro,
when
that
I was
was a
making my post.
heavy that
Yeah,
was a
I was
heavy
like,
thing.
damn, I didn't realize how stressed out I was about this shit. Like, I was like, damn, because I remember I was like, all right, it's time to post. Let me do my meet recap because I got Wi-Fi. I'm making the post, and as I'm typing shit, I couldn't find the words. I just started crying. I remember I put my hoodie on. I put my hoodie on like that. I went like this, and I was just like, fuck, like, damn, bro, like, you did that shit. Congratulations, man. Even though I didn't get the last pull and all that, I was like, you did what you came out to do. You wanted to be the guy coming out of the Battle of '83s. I just remember taking a moment to myself, crying like on the plane like that. I was like, fuck, what are these motherfuckers gonna say now? And then, but yeah.
I think I the NAPF meet was significant because it was just like the gap was like pushed up so much. Um, but it felt that one went like very, very, very viral. Like a lot of fucking pages reposted that and wanted to collab it with me, and like that was, bro. Every post, every fucking day I woke up, your squad
Oh,
was
the
getting
NAPF
reposted, your
stuff.
shit was getting reposted. Yeah, That was
Yeah, sometimes it sucks because by the time I get around to posting it, ain't like you done seen it fucking 1,000 times. Like I be finish up the meet and it's like Grind fucking reposted it, King Lips reposted it, Powerlifting America reposted it, NAPF reposted. I'm like, damn, bro, like shit, leave some for me, goddamn,
yeah.
like yeah,
So Russ's we'll do Russ's Sheffield was very significant, and I think if you're just looking at it by the actual number, that does not tell everything behind the scenes of how much went into that to make that meet so significant. The next one that came to mind was Keiko's 919.5 at nationals because he had to go against two hitters, two, three, four, maybe five hitters. So for him to be able to take a year off, just say I'm a reset, train, come in, and then smoke that. I mean, at the time that was
yeah,
like the
it was
biggest
unheard
fucking
of.
total, right? So,
Yeah,
but this is why I know powerlifting is more a global sport. Anything that we do that's international, it just gets more views, man. It's just more impact. It's more like our nationals, like yeah, they'll watch it, it'll do well. It's not like 2019 where there's like 20,000 people live watching you compete at prime time. It's a little different. It's close to that, but it's different. But
mhm.
internationally, like it's just I
They
don't
don't
know,
get the
man.
same respect.
If you do it at Worlds, like it's just different. So Keiko, and then the next one I was thinking of was so Alba had a ridiculous year. She won Worlds and she won the World Games. I mean, I can't really say anything more than that. Um, and I guess I'll take a moment to talk about her. From where she started, she's literally like the dream situation. Like she started out, she's like not really relevant, and she's just this girl that just wants to give everything to the sport and be her best. And she listens and she does everything she's supposed to do, and she's super locked in. And she does. Oh, I throw her into open worlds, and she gets fourth, and she cried. It was the same meet you did. You lost that, and it was a very sad day. I remember, bro, she was
Yeah.
so sad, and she's like, "Okay, the tears are done. I'm ready to get let's go do Junior Worlds now, and I'm fucking locked in. I don't give a fuck." She blows that shit out of the water. She comes back, she wins Worlds, and then she wins the World Games. I can say it here, but I'm not like it'll take me all day to say it with as much um emphasis as I'm trying to say it. I am so proud of you, Alba, and what you have done, and how you just like what for someone to truly just say I'm gonna give you everything, I'm gonna give you everything I got, like I take that and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna deliver, and we're gonna do our part. And I mean, of course there's a lot of factors we don't control, right? You can still give everything and someone with crazy genetics could come out of nowhere and smoke you. But I'm just so thankful that we were able to handle business and get things done. And I will never, when this shit is done, when I'm fucking old and powerlifting's dead or popping off or whatever, and 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 I look back on my life, the fact that I had people like Russ and Alba and whoever that said, I trust you, Joey, and I'm gonna do what you say because I believe in you, and I know you're gonna believe in me. I mean, it's such a rewarding thing, and I'm just not only like guys, not only do I have people that trust me, but the work that we do together makes an impact. Like I know that if I have Russ do well on the platform, or if he's a good person and he's gonna take our teachings and put it out there, he's gonna do positive. Yeah, like positivity is gonna go out to the world. He's gonna show motivation out into the world. He's gonna inspire people. The line that you had at Sheffield after the meet in the VIP to take a picture with you,
It's crazy.
I felt like a parent that had like a kid that was graduating, and I was just so happy. I was just so proud.
I
I'm
saw I
sitting
saw
in my
Russ's
chair.
parents. I saw
Yeah,
Russ's parents like waiting there at the front of the table, and I had to like stand on the table and tell the line. I was like, "He's gonna come right now. He's getting drug tested. He's coming right now."
bro, it was all the way back, and it was just like, man, I am
But even
It
so
was
even
crazy.
even before we move off of Alba, I mean, like
yeah.
I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but like she
She might.
she she inspired me. I remember that conversation that we had in Lithuania whenever like I lost, and we were just talking. Like, remember we were at lunch. We went to lunch
Yeah,
a couple times, and we were walking. And I was talking to her, and I was like, "How old? Like, how old are you?" And she was like, "What, 22 or 23 or something at the time, or something super young." And I'm like, "Damn, man! Like, your dedication and your just like your intensity towards the sport." it's making me question, like, am I as
I'm not even locked in.
dedicated? Yeah, I'm like, damn, like, am I not locked in? Because I was like thinking maybe I'm not, and I took those conversations that we had, and I literally kept referring to that while I was getting ready for Sheffield. I'm like, what, like, think about that conversation that Alba was talking about. It's like she doesn't travel places where she can't train. Like she's not going on vacation if she can't get to a training area
The
at a certain
suitcase for the
point.
weight
She
cut.
It's a
makes,
different
yeah,
level of locked
she
in.
makes sure she gets her steps. She don't give a fuck how she feel. We didn't even talk about how she feels. She don't give a fuck about none of that shit. She's gonna get it
Vacation.
done.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
a.
like that's not even a question.
Yeah.
But just like she logs her sleep, she tracks like every little minor detail, and I'm like, damn, that I need to get on
I can
this
take it
type of
further.
time,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to take it further than what I was doing before. And yeah, I mean, we told her the thing. I was like, you're going to be a world champion. Like, there's no way people that think like you are not gonna get a world champion at some point. And it's just crazy. Like, literally, the next year it all happened for her, which like I'm thankful for because like I like to see people that put in the work get rewarded like that.
I
Yeah,
think
she's
it
been going
was.
on a tear.
We were in the lobby, and I knew that we were all going to be together for some reason. I don't remember why. And I really wanted you to meet her because I like. I was like, maybe like some of that locking in, like there's something that she could tell him that he's seeing it. He's seeing a person that just competed, do it, and he can like pick up a little bit on that. So that's why, you take all the good apples and you put them together, and like they all have their strengths and they all learn from each other, and that's something that our team has. That, even if it's just like if we have like a young Jaden who's 20 years old, and I get him to meet you, you're gonna be able to give him words that he's gonna take with him on his career. You know what I mean? It's just it's 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 about cultivating a winning culture. It's literally cultivating a winning culture. That's what we're trying to do. And then we have a lot of different personalities here. We have a lot of different, um, everybody's different. There's like Amanda's very different than Crandon, who's very different from Alba, who's very different from Jesus and Russ and Keiko, and everybody's got to be locked in. Everybody has to be. There's no free lunch anymore, and everybody knows that if you want to continue to win and be at the top and do those things, you got to handle business. And I guess we'll just roll right into the next performance I was thinking of on the team. Um, Jesus being able to just like fix, like just show everybody like, yo, I'm not done, and I'm literally like way like he's back, like he's here. Like he had that little period where I mean he had family stuff, right? He had a kid, he lost some weight, and we weren't sure like are we gonna be able to output the way that we output. Like if you're gonna squat 1,000 million pounds, you got to be big. It's just not. It's just the bar becomes a noodle at that point, and if you're not a big person, it's just going to be very difficult. And that was a question mark that we had, and then we figured out low bar, and we just did put all these things together, and he was able to. He broke his own record, but it looked like he was almost about to get that third deadlift, and the bench also was just like a little too aggressive. If him and Grant are like I want to go 10, and I'm like I'm good with 7, but if you guys are with it, I'm not going to fight like because I trust their input also. I let him do it, and it's not a big deal. But for Jesus to like break his own total with 8 lifts, because you know how we do, we like to do with 8 or 7 lifts, right? And then show implications of, oh shit, he's got 1180, he's got almost 1200 kg. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on right now? So I wanted to say that, and then I think. I mean, do you guys want to say anything on Jesus real quick before I move on to the next? It's like the only two that really like stood out to me for the year.
Yeah, Jesus is like a big Diesel. He's like Shaq. I feel like
Yeah.
when the big fella's eating and going crazy, it's just kind of like an energy pack throughout the whole team. Um, it's just, I mean, I think it was literally my first time at SBD Austin watching him compete in person, and I was literally sweating because I was so geeked. Like seeing, he's come to my gym a couple of times, but I've never really had the opportunity to see him at full power. It's like, nah, it's go time. Like this is dead ass right now, and honestly, it was a pleasure. That's like in terms of watching him meet, that's probably one of my most favorite experiences because I got to see a teammate lift a fuck ton of weight, and it's like literally the strongest human being that has walked the earth. So it's like, man, I get to watch this in person, and he's a teammate. So I mean, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. No, I don't want to organize it real quick, but I'm going to pause Jesus real quick and want to talk about Kaiko really quick.
Oh shit.
I want to give Kaiko his flowers because this man went to a mini worlds at nationals, and he went against the best 93s that the country and the world has to offer. And it sucks because if you take some of our American 93s and you put them on other countries, Emil and Gustav and every other 93 out there has to worry about them. But it's just so set up in such a way where they're all bundled up and bunched in America. And the 90, I say it all the time. I've been saying this for years. I will shamelessly say that, but the 93 kg class is the most toughest class on the planet. There's no harder powerlifting class than that one. I've watched monsters and dogs be on that class for over a decade, and it still hasn't changed. And to watch him focus up and like literally, when you talk about like, I got to find a way to get stronger and be my very best I've ever been, and I have to do it right now. And then he did that on that stage of just how that crowd was huge for the 93s. It was huge for the 93s for a powerlifting American Nationals in that venue, and you could see what it meant to everyone in all their camps and all these different factions and camps. And when you talk about this man's bench, everything squat was there, bench elevated, pool was like, I can't remember it. I'll
easy.
never forget how me and my brother were like, and Grant, we're in the back and we're doing so many calculations. We're going through so many scenarios. And I'm like, and I'm just trying to throw things at Joe so he can make the best decision
Yeah,
possible.
Chris will like give me information that I have the two cards, right? It's if Gavin makes his deadlift, we do this one. Gavin doesn't hit his deadlift, we do this one. Um, and Chris is just telling me, keep in mind, Petru's gonna go after. He's gonna try to jump us. Keep in mind, da da da. And it's like it's just good. It's good to have all the boys like looking at like the peripherals, just in case there's like a little thing. Like there was one nationals with you, Russ, where I can't be in two places at the same time, so I could have Will in another perspective. So I'm watching your lift, and Will could watch it from another angle and say, his hip popped off on that one. We got by, but just make sure he locks in for the third. Just extra percentage points increasing that lift. So that's why I like having. Honestly, meet day is the most fun when I have Chris, Will, Grant, Mikey there, and we can just do our thing. In Camden, like it's fucking I can't lose. But anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Like and then again, this is just goes again to like the amount of pressure that our team has to deal with. Because at this point now, because of how long it's been, it's like if you don't win, then you don't do what you're expected to do. If you
Yeah.
don't win, then you're not living up to what
You're washed.
what
Hack
our
it up.
yeah,
Cash
like if you
wash,
don't win,
fucking
we don't live up to our team's culture. It's a team culture of winning, right? Of just championships and just excellence. So if you're not excellent, then you're washed, you're trash, garbage worst of all time. Get them out of here. See, I told you they're done. Did that right? And to be able to shut that the fuck up again and again, like we did Sheffield, and we came out and we shut your bitch ass up again. And it's and I want to say that I'm not thinking that if you all don't say these things, hey, shh. Sorry about that. My little pug's going crazy. I'm not thinking that if these things aren't said, but because y'all want to get our attention, y'all want to say these things. Now you're going to get our best, and now you're going to see this like the whole team comes together
I'll
from.
just say
Dude,
this real quick.
hold on, let me say this. Let
Okay,
me
okay,
say
okay,
this.
okay, okay.
My lifters finished lifting. My lifters finished lifting in the other sessions. All right. And they were like 2, 3 of them were like, "Yo, BigBody, what do y'all need? Y'all need help on handling? Y'all need help on loading? Do they need water? Can I?"
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
someone go get some resources just to make sure we had extra water, potassium, whatever. Like our team came together because we knew how special this was, and for the same way that we were like, "We're gonna get this one for us." We're saying this for Kaiko. Like, we're not letting a fucking variable falter. We're gonna make sure everything's on point. And it was a real team just collaboration, which was and the pressure again, because I'm in Joe's ear and I'm trying, and Grant's in his ear and Will's there, and I'm trying to tell him like Gavin needs this, uh Petrie needs this. Don't forget these other guys on the bottom end where they might be able to sneak in. It's kind of a stretch if they hit this, but we don't want to not account for that, right? Joe was over there saying, okay, what do I need if they do this? What do I need if they do this? Right in the cards. And we revised it and revised it and revised it. And mind you, all this is happening in like 120 seconds.
You got like a minute. Yeah, you got like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
You gotta do it
is that
fast.
because you got this guy's going, and after him, this guy's going, and then we got Kaiko with Nina, and he's just locking in and focus. So that was such a special moment. I remember, and fam was with us there too. Like, dude, I'm telling you, the nutritionist, we had the squad, everybody was there pulling together. That moment was so special, and I remember your heart's racing. Everybody in that bitch, you got people saying, "I
I'm not
hope this
even in the
motherfucker doesn't
shot
pull."
Because I'm up on the platform.
Yeah, he's on the side.
I'm
Yeah, the
standing
coach's
parallel to
box.
Keiko while he's deadlifting, so you don't even see me in the camera view while you have Chris and Will like in the box. So yeah, it
Eh,
was
Oh,
we
and
were
I want to
very
say something.
invested.
Yeah. Like, but when I look in the crowd, you could hear people's thoughts. You could go through selectively at this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp, all these people there, and you see this camp. They're like, I hope this motherfucker doesn't pull this shit. Please don't pull this shit. And then a couple of our people's in there. They're like, come on, Kaiko, come on. Oh, I'm
You know,
looking.
you know what it reminds me of? It's like when you're playing basketball and it's like the other team hits a three to go, hits the shot to go up two or go, go up two.
Okay.
Timeout, and we're all in the huddle. Everyone's like drawing up the play. I need you to go right here, but coach, hey, he's hedging me right here. He's pulling me, coach. He's pulling me, coach. Give the shot to old boy. All right, bet we're gonna draw this. All right,
Yeah.
ready? Inbound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
It's crazy. So that moment, man, that I just want to give Kaiko his flowers. That's another like how many times does this motherfucker Kaiko have to battle the best of the best and
Bro, he's
still
gone
find
through
a way to
some shit,
overcome?
and every time he
Yeah.
competes, it's like barely. Like you have to go 9 for 9 because he's not gonna pull last. So it's just you got to consistently just be right there. So
And I'll say this before y'all jump off, Kaiko.
Yeah.
If he's watching this, bro, like you still like he set that 919 at the beginning of this year, and like respect to like myself and Will, but we're just now putting up like I put up 918 and Will put up 920, like toward like maybe towards like the middle ish to the last part of the year. So like that just shows what type of level he was on at that particular moment, because he's still, I mean, he had a little bit more. He probably had like 925 ish on that day. Had he had to like go all the way out 9 for 9 with nothing left in the tank. But it just goes to show like how different that performance was when he did it. It was just at nationals, so like Joey said, it just didn't get the proper respect. It definitely got coverage because like I remember his deadlift was like 1 million views. But in regards to the respect of the powerlifting community, like the other 93s watching, they never respect nationals. I don't know what it is. I mean, we don't respect their nationals either. We don't really be giving a fuck. So had he did that at IPF Worlds, I think that would have been like, oof, that would have been one of the ones, you know.
And also, you gotta mind, like, this is why I love our team so much. All this is happening for Kaiko. Oh, we had Trey, Cranon, and
Meech.
We had Meech.
Wait. What day are you talking about?
It's the same day. We had 76s and we had 93s. And what's my girl? Rachel?
Rachel.
Yeah. We had Cranon, Rachel, Meech, and Trey. All that. Wow, we also have Kaiko too. So
Man, it's gonna be this coming year is gonna be like
and
double
so
that. It's gonna be fucking. Are you gonna go watch Russ?
No. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably not.
Okay,
Not.
he's just gonna.
If
be
it was in a
they have
better
to be like,
place, I would have
who am I
gone.
facing?
Yeah, it's like it's in Reno, right?
No, it's in.
well, it's an hour, like hour and a half away.
It's like in
Tahoe.
it's like in
Lake
Snow
Tahoe.
Mountains, yeah.
It's over that borderline between Tahoe and Reno. But anyways,
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'll close that out. I want to go to Alba super quick because I want to make sure if she watches this,
She
I want her
watches
to know
all the
this.
videos. She's gonna see it.
Alba, let me tell you something. I remember when she lost Worlds as a junior, when she got a taste of it on that platform. Remember, she lost it. And I remember we were at Malta, and then Joe and the Swedish team and Alba, they went perfect. And then you kind of saw, it's kind of like when you see, and I've seen this happen so many times. I've had such a great opportunity over my life to be a part of like fighting and football and basketball and all these different sports. And I saw Alba rise like something ignited. And when that Malta performance at Junior Worlds, I was like, okay, this is where we always, joke. We're like, I had one of them ones. And it's one of them ones because she's different on a mental level. And to be on that mental level that young, she got a taste of Worlds, open Worlds. She's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna be back. We get my leg back. And we don't talk about competing frequently. Obviously, the lighter lifters, the women more durable, they could go through this, right? But you're talking about she did Junior Worlds, won that, and I think she had to do her. What she have? She had Sheffy, right?
Junior Worlds.
Yeah.
Sheffield. World
And then
Games.
so she had Sheffield, popped off there, went to Worlds, beat one of the best in that class, Meg Scanlon, which was like, that's like, to beat Meg Scanlon is not easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy at all. Okay. And then go to World Games, go to China, and then win World Games. Like, she's been on a tear since then, and she's only gotten better. She's kind of getting into, like, there's these few lifters that I see on our team and in the world. Like, there's like champions, and then there's this next tier where it's like they're glowing. It's like they're like, it's
I know
like
what you're talking
almost
about.
like it's almost like there's always doubt, there's always this to be said, but it's almost like unstoppable. Like,
Yeah.
and she's clicking and rolling into that tier. I'm starting to see her go from like champion to that like next like powerlifting goddess godlike tier. Like the best of the, like, you got the best, and then you got like the special ones. And
I
it,
think
and
she'll.
The
I think she'll
Agaton
appreciate
tier.
this reference. She went from upstart, or she went from one of the worst in the generation to Yonko. She's on her pathway to
Yes.
Yonko status. Yeah.
Yes.
so the things that she does on the mental side for herself on her own, like she's got these like vision boards and these things on her house, and she's got this notebook,
She
and she goes through these
meditates.
little
She
like,
does sauna. She does
she goes through like these
walks.
mental drills and stuff. Like on me day, she times shit to the fucking T. Like she's on a just, she's like, she's literally on the, I'll do every single little thing that everyone else won't do. I'll do all of it all the time. And it's no mistake. Like I think I heard Russ say this a long time ago, and it's been a saying that's been said in sports and football, where they say that coaches can help lifters and athletes be good, but it's the athlete that is responsible for why they become great. And I think that people like Russ and Alba and Kaiko and so on, like, she's definitely, I want to give her a lot of flowers because she is someone that embodies that. At like, she just makes sure that everything that's on the plan, like we talk about this in football all the time. We say that sometimes as coaches we can make a bad call, but because the player is so great and they believe so much in
It don't
what
even matter.
the plan is, they just, it don't. I could call a blitz where I was not supposed to call that blitz, and we get sack, fumble, and they take it to the crib because they believe so much in it. Like, oh, we blitzing, oh, let's go, we run it, let's go. So it's like, so yeah, Alba, like, she's been on a tear. I'm watching you elevate to this different rare level, and it's been nothing but a joy to watch you put on for our female side on this team, and be an inspiration, and do what you do. You're in my opinion, you're becoming a powerlifting legend, and it's because of the work, that the special work and mental side that you have to your game, and that, you know, that you're being a great example for us. And then Jesus, real quick, I know we have one more after this. That's for
Just two
LB4,
quick
right?
ones. Two quick ones. But go ahead.
So Jesus, I definitely want to put that. I want to put Jesus there because it's the end of the year, but also he's the only guy that's ever put up the heaviest total twice in powerlifting. Actually, I don't, I like. Yes,
You mean
I
like the
agree.
heaviest total of all time? He's done it twice.
Yes. So objectively, like, if
Well,
I
every
keep it
PR he
objective,
does is the heaviest of all time.
I want to continue. I want to continue to challenge Jesus as one of my brothers and friends on this team, and to keep working on his consistency, which I know there's a lot of pressure on that. I know it's very annoying, but good. Let that shit be annoying. Let it stay
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
Let it stay fucking annoying, Jesus.
Let it piss you off. Get pissed
Yeah,
off
let
for
that
granted.
shit piss you. Let everyone's little shit. Let that shit get to you. Good. Let it keep burning that fire.
It's like when you give him a coaching point, Joey. It's like, hey, we gotta hold on. Fuck again.
Yeah, I know.
He's never
Sometimes I feel like
satisfied.
I'm being
Fuck.
really annoying, but I
Yeah,
got
but
it.
that's
Yeah.
the point. As an athlete, you're supposed to get pissed off. So it's like, hey, man, we gotta do a better job holding at the top. Good pull, but hold at the top. In my head, I'm like, you're right. But in my head, I'm also like, fuck. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I need to be better. Like, I need to be better. I need to be better. Like, that's unacceptable. So that's, that's the next stage of, you got to get pissed off, because I feel like there's times where when you become so good, you don't really be giving a fuck what your coach is saying. You're like, I'm good. What I like, not that I don't need to listen to them, but they're nitpicking right now. Like, that doesn't matter.
Well, I'll
It
say
ends
it
up mattering.
sometimes. I'll be like, I just want you to know I'm nitpicking, but
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, it's like, go through that emotion, go through that frustration, that time period of like, it's like something that's right in front of you. You know you need to fix it. But it is an inconsistency. We have to fix it, but it's okay to struggle through that. Struggle through that because there's something on the other side of that struggle that is something that nobody could ever fucking fuck with or say, or nothing could be said. When a 1200 kg total is finally accomplished in powerlifting, and you have the opportunity to be the first to do that, like, it's worth all that angst and that frustration and all that. It's worth it. And the last thing I say is like about that is like, you think scientists don't go through shit with their companies when they're trying to break through and develop something that humanity has never seen before, and they fucking failed at something 5,000 times, and the 5,001st time they finally broke through and created a new invention on something. How fucking frustrating was those 5,000 times? You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're pushing for greatness. So I just wanted to give Jesus his flowers because what did he do? What was it? 1053.5? I think it
Yeah,
was
something like that.
1053.5.
Something
And it's
11,
so much weight on the bar.
oh, for the squat, I don't know what the exact
Oh,
number
no,
was.
1153, right? It was
Yeah.
1153, yeah. 1153.5 total. Um, and he did that with there's a lot of room to improve on the bench, a missed deadlift. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I
that's
mean,
good.
to be
There's a
fair,
lot of
that
room.
deadlift was a YOLO, but it was also easy as fuck. It was like
Yeah.
not on the menu, but I was like, I just told them I was like, whatever you guys want. We already hit the total. Do whatever you want. And they just said 430, and I was like,
So
fuck it.
I'll wrap it up just by saying I don't know fuck and it like at me has also had like they talked about it, right? Best squat session of all time, arguably the best deadlift session of all
Yeah,
time.
that was one of the craziest deadlift sessions I've ever seen.
You're talking about that was we didn't no one was like no one was going into this meet like we're gonna have the greatest squat and deadlift session of all time.
No.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? It
nah.
just was that. So and kudos to all the coaches and lifters that helped be a part of it and create that moment. But yeah, to
Shout
hit
out
the heaviest
FLEXX.
total, hit the heaviest total of all time, uh, second time, and to make right on a lot of things that you needed to make right on. I think he's definitely that's got like we're not going to put the heaviest total of all time. We're not going to put that on the top 5 performances. Like ain't no way I'm leaving that one out. So
Chris, when
anyways,
is your hard stop? Because I know you said you had to get off at 6. I just wanted to budget the time. It's 5:50 right now.
uh, I should be good.
You just keep going. Okay. I wanted to mention, I felt Crandon getting second at Worlds and almost hitting that was very insane. Like, I don't know if you guys were watching, but to load it and miss it by that much, and Carlina having to go beyond. I remember her coaches telling me after, they said, we thought Crandon, if we match our PR, Crandon, we thought could hit that. So we looked at each other. We're like, fuck it. We're just gonna we gotta try something heavier because she's gonna hit that. And they literally just loaded uncharted territory, and Carlina ended up just fucking standing up with it, which forced us to go like 2 to 5 keys over kind of what I really wanted to do. But I was like, we're going for it anyway. Second place is locked up. And this the moment of going for it, like just the build up for it, I'm like, yo, if we get this right now, this is ahead of schedule. And she actually took it very well. She said sometimes something about like if like it was like if God gives it to you early, then it might destroy you. Like you're supposed to you wasn't ready for you to get it right now because now it's gonna make you have to go to another level to actually like earn that. Um, I thought that was very significant, and I just had to mention it because she had to level up to go against like a destroyer like that. While Laura's right on her tail, and then the last two that I thought were very significant for the team was I thought Jaden's performance was crazy because he's so young, and for him to just show up at a meet like that and fucking put that number up was insane. And then I felt the last one was Regan at Junior Nats missing those two benches going against Nathan. You're gonna bomb out if you don't do something, and then figuring it out and getting it on his third to stay in the meet and not bomb out and then win was like that was a very also he really improved his weight cut, and these are things that people are not going to know. For Worlds, Russ, he did the weight cut that you used to do in Sweden where he just showed up super heavy, and I was like, dog, let me. So I stayed with them. We just hit the sauna. I swear to God, guys,
Dog,
people that are jacked, like hella
what are we
muscular,
doing?
I swear they do good with the sauna. Like he just hit the sauna. We did the Russ method, the OG Russ method. We just died in that bitch for like a couple hours, and he came out and he fucking did great. No kilos off the squat, like totally fine. And then this time I'm like before the beat, bro. He's so funny. I'm like I'm gonna need you to lock your body weight in, get in shape before. And he just shows up like light. He's like at weight. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I just locked in. I was like, oh, fuck it. All right, I guess we're locked in. And then he does it, but I thought that was very significant just because, I mean, Russ, you know what it feels like to be in like a high pressure meet and like you need to make this third because you
Yeah.
will bomb the fuck out if you
You
do
know, it's
not
so
make
funny
this
though.
third.
Like when you get into moments like that, like I experienced that obviously at 2019 Nationals, where I almost bombed out. Like I almost bombed out on squat, and then kind of like at NAPF because it was like, bro, if we don't get this third squat,
Yeah, it's
what
why
the
we
fuck are
here.
we? Why are we here? Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
And it's more so like when you were coming and telling me stuff, I'm like, I'm going to get the squat. Like now, I'm pissed off that like we're in this situation that I'm going to get it. Like whenever, bro, BigBody, I wish you were there backstage in 2019 because everyone was freaking out. They're like, bro, like we got to get this, we got to get this. I'm sitting there, I'm like, relax.
Yeah, I got
Well,
this.
go get this
Yeah, but you
motherfucker,
did
bro.
that
There's no,
twice. You did it
yeah, there's
twice.
no, there's no, I'm like, there's no, like, I will sink this bitch. Like, I'm coming up with it.
It,
I was trying to be too cute with the first attempts.
it wasn't
The
even
third
that
one,
though. They were like, remember they're like, flip your singlet, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
what the fuck?
I had to take off my singlet and put on a new one. But I was like, relax. Like, there's no way I'm a bomb. I'm just trying to make this shit look too cute. I'm gonna sink it and make it look ugly, but I'm gonna get it. Like, don't worry. But I feel like when you're in those high pressure moments, like either you get it or not. But just talking about Regan and Crandon, I feel like well with Regan, I'm not too sure. Like I don't really talk to him or we don't
Uh,
talk much about him, but he seems like he might reach another level if he just consistently keeps training and doing his thing. And then with Crandon, like I feel like we talk about this all the time, but it's everything is right there for her to take. It's literally just like whenever she wants to take it. And I've had this conversation with her too. It's like, bruh, you're physically from what I've seen, you're physically the most talented 76. Nothing is stopping you. I mean, like every single year that you don't win, that's on you. Like it's not. You have the best coach in the world. You have all the access you need. You're actually in a very great spot because every single year that you lose or that you don't win gold, you can literally just look at it in the mirror and be like, it's something that I'm not doing, and like you could just course correct that easy as fuck. Right? Some people have the problem of like, is it my coach? Is it something that people are telling me to do in my off season that's fucking me up? It's like, nah, fam, it's you there, you physically there. It's just you just gotta lock in. So, I think the second that she decides to lock in for like a couple of months for real, I think it's hers to take. But with Regan too, I can kind of see in the next like maybe like I just don't know. He competes in the 120,
105.
105.
Bro, he's been putting
Yeah, I
up
mean,
some crazy gym numbers. It's just
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
we got
Some
to
the
do it
gym
on the
numbers.
platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing some gym numbers that look crazy. I mean, that's just another situation too where you just gotta depend. It depends on how serious you want to take it.
He
Is he
likes
doing it
going
on those?
heavy. He likes going
Is he
heavy.
doing it? Yeah. So I think from what I've seen, because I've seen him go heavy consistently, and I know you don't program like that. So it's like,
He said, he said, you made a post about you were describing how you used to follow the program in like the back in the day. You would just like Joey has this number written in for me. I'm gonna just
yeah,
fucking send it, right? He watched
yeah.
that and goes, "Damn, like I'm doing that now."
Yeah. So I think his next progression is what I had to do. It's like, yo, your coach knows more than you. Like your coach is the one that's making the program. So there's certain outcomes that he wants week to week, and block to block. And if you're literally just fucking that over week one, week two, week three, and you're just fucking up the block, yeah, you're getting a lot of likes on social media, but you're not going to progress. I promise you, bro. You're going to stagnate. And it's cool. I get it. Like I think I see him train on rubber plates a lot, right?
Yes, I think I know that.
Half and half, maybe.
Yeah. But mostly,
Yeah, I would say
I mean, the rubber plates look heavy. It looks good, right? You
it looks
remember
good.
that?
Yeah, it
You
looks
remember
good.
that?
But it looks good. But let's if you could get some comp standard equipment, I promise you, it takes you to a different level. Like I used to bang out 675 on pound plates like it was fucking air. Then I put that on a real Alico bar with some kilos. That should be feeling like a brick. But now that I've gotten used to it, I could really adjust to it. But I just think that's going to be the next step of his career. Just like how accurately is he following your program? How often is he actually checking in with you? And then who knows? That could fast track him to being a problem in the 105. So
Very good analysis and breakdown there by our fellow commentator Russwole. Moving on to the next topic. What's that ESPN show where they have the topics with the clock and it goes down?
around the horn.
Yeah, it's like they have all the topics and they get like a minute and they just go boom 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 boom.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how
it's
it's done.
around the horn.
And there's like a couple other performances I can think of, but I just gotta move on for time's purposes. Um, I have listed here meet of the year and performance of the year. Do you guys want to kind of tie that together? What is the meet of the year in what context, Russ? Do you mean like of the whole year, which meet was like, yo, that was the craziest meet of the year? Or do we mean like which, or is it more so tied to the individual of, yo, this person had a crazy, you know,
So yeah, so those two are going to be separated. So meat of the year, I would say just like which, I guess like meat had like the craziest battles, production wise, like how well did they do live stream wise, the content that came out of it, all that kind of stuff. And then the other one is like who had the best performance period of 2025, male and female.
like just a disgusting breakout, like,
Yeah,
bruh.
situation. Yeah.
I'll just give one. I'll just go reverse. I think Anthony McNuggets was pretty crazy. Just because he beat the 120s. What are we talking about? Like, what the fuck?
That's a 105, right?
Yeah, that was at Worlds. And he's like so unaware of how good he is. He's just having fun. He's just chilling. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
dog, you're too humble. Like, talk some shit. I don't know. He's just like happy to be here. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of. It's the one. I mean, yeah. I mean, he stood out a lot for Worlds, and I mean, obviously, anything Agatha does is crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, almost no point in mentioning her because we already know she's just like over in her own planet, like she's
Yeah.
in another universe. Chris, what was the performance of the year for you?
This is really hard. Names that are coming to mind for
I think it was
me
Shell, right?
are names that are coming to mind for me is Agata, Shell, Burke.
Burke has yet to go all out. That's why I didn't mention him because like I mean, he's just sandbagging everything.
Yeah. It's gonna.
We don't know yet like what his.
I cannot imagine a world where he does not go all out in this coming Sheffield. It doesn't make sense. There's no way he doesn't go all out. He's gonna have to go all out.
If he wants to win Sheffield, is it possible for him to like do it on 8 lifts?
If he takes aggressive jumps, and he's like, I got the numbers that I wanted.
I mean, yeah, mamathematically you could draw it up.
Could he
to
win
just have to
Sheffield
be-
with like an 880 or 885, or is he gonna have to do his third deadlift to beat? Because it's not another 74. It's
Well, no, if he needs to do the third deadlift, but I think he needs 900.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, I know what we're gonna do, so I need to do the math. I have to do the calculations.
I'm not trying. You know, he need that. He need that 900. He need.
Perk it on.
He's gonna need like 890, 900 in my personal opinion, right? He's
Well, it'll put him at around 106%.
Bro,
in the
who's
900
beating the world record by 6?
he's not gonna need it.
Let me,
He's not gonna need it, but he got to be pushing toward. He got to be pushing towards.
Chris, you could answer while I figure this out.
I think that so like just off calculations in our pre-scouting work, it's like 105, 106 is going to be in that range of who gets first.
I don't think we're doing 106, Russ. Not yet. That's
give him a little time.
A little bit of time.
No, I think he need. Yeah, I think he doesn't need that, but I still think just for his.
He should. If he does 106, he should be fine.
Wait, what about that, Chris? What about the Spanish guy? Because he's looking like he's about to hit fucking.
Yeah, Ivan Campano.
Yeah.
He's been balling. But I don't know how heavy he is. I don't know. There's a lot of information I don't have, so we'll have to see on the day. But it's between for me. It's between. I mean, I think I got to give it to Shell at Sheffy.
Probably, yeah. That weight cut was crazy for him to pull it off.
The weight cut was crazy. He's almost 40, and he blew out the 66 kg total. Just short. It's like 770 at 66. What are we talking about?
My brain doesn't even know how good that is.
Just think about this.
It's a lot. I just don't know.
Think about this. Think about the few 74s that have been able to hit 800. Think about a 66 who did 770. And as a grown man, you're asking the body a lot weigh $145. Like
Jesus.
that's so that's hard. I think I got to give it to Shell. I think I got to give it performance of the year. I think I got to give him his respect. This guy's been in the game for so goddamn long. Hit a huge ass cut. He's still out here and he whooped all the youngins. He whooped everyone who's relevant, young, old, everybody. Everyone got to work. So I think I got to give it to him for that. And he did it at Sheffield. I got to give it to
I
Shell.
mean, I think you can make an argument for Russ having just a crazy ass year. You could give an argument for like Nako, Keiko's 920 against all those guys. You could make an argument for Bob's performance. You could make an argument for like there's a lot. There's a lot, right? It's a whole year.
I personally have. I think the one that stands out to me is Joey Bornstein.
At Worlds
Um,
or
at
or
Nationals
Sheffield.
actually. At Nationals,
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
he has
I think
Nationals.
Yeah, I think like him breaking that 900 barrier at 83, that was just crazy. Like, and I'm saying that because I remember like when the total used to be like 813, and then when I was like running through, it was like 840. Like I was like the standard 840, and then we notched that up to like 870 ish or 860, and then again at 870. And then he started coming in doing like 865, which is like a little bit more than what I did. And then he took that to do 900. And I just think that doing that and then also doing it in front of like Taylor, like going against one of the goats that had just moved up, that's not like an easy feat. And the
Well,
weight,
Taylor,
I think it was just like I think it was just the confidence and the aura that I was able to experience firsthand, like being physically there in the back room, watching him warm up, and then be on the platform and go for it. That was an enjoyable experience, and to me, like since I was able to see it so up close, I was like, this is a very special, unique performance. I know it was at nationals, and it wasn't like on a international IPF stage with like stricter judging or whatever, but I think he would have gotten that total somewhat anyways with the standard that he was lifting at. Um,
I like what Joey B. I like that. I always admire when an athlete is competing and everyone's gunning for them, and they just look at everybody in the eyes and say, "Come get me,"
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they put up the deuces, and they just kind of like you're
I
trying
don't
your
think
hardest.
I don't think anyone was saying that to him.
Nah,
No,
they was.
What are you talking about?
They was a little bit.
Yeah, people definitely. People always chirping in
At
sports. People always
Nationals,
chirp.
USA, no one was saying shit.
Yeah. Taylor
No,
Taylor was,
we're talking
I
about
mean, I
shit
didn't see
leading
it.
up to it. The whole
yeah,
point
just
is,
like not like nothing crazy. It's just like Taylor was like saying, I'm gonna show you what's up. Like I ain't done yet, type shit.
it's
And he's
normal
like, all right,
sports
show me.
banter shit.
Like,
But the whole
yeah,
thing
yeah,
is like Joe was like on this third pool when he hit. It was third pool, right, for 900. And
Second,
like
second.
the second one was like second attempt was like
He did it in two.
yeah. He did it in two.
okay. So the first attempt was like okay, here's this. All right, try and come get that. All right, you hit your attempt. All right, bet I'm gonna put you away on the second one. You know what I mean? And I admire that. I admire.
That's a very
That
young.
was a very. I'm glad he got that because that wasn't a good. I mean, maybe they're looking at it. It's like we only have.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, maybe they're looking at it. It's like we only have so many shots with this amount of weight, and like either I get it on this attempt. Like if I did like a closer second, then there's no way I'm going for the 900 on the third. I don't know, but that was risky as fuck. He got it though. He got it though.
If it's gigaweight, you only get like one chance.
Yeah,
You only
it's
get like one
like
shot. Yeah.
you're gonna blow your load, man. It's like damn. But I think he was just look. Maybe the thought process was like, hey, I got like a couple good warm ups of me with like this heavy ass weight, and once it gets to that 800 mark, I got one good shot of me, fam, and that's it.
Yeah.
So had he not gotten that, I don't think he would have. If he hadn't gone down some technical issue and he just noticed like, hey, I need to drop this soon before I start really zapping my strength. There was no way he was going to get that third, especially with how the second moved.
And then what'd you say? The other one was meat of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, meat of the year.
I'm gonna just say Sheffield because that's like the meat that fuels my existence. But keep going.
This year's IPF Worlds was close though. This year's IPF Worlds was
popping. It was good.
I mean, Worlds is always like that's the one.
yeah.
That's also that's the one that really fuels the existence.
But sometimes like I've done Worlds where it's like there's not too many close like sometimes there's just like lifters that just kind of take it.
Talking about battles.
And I feel like this particular Worlds, it was like, yo, this shit came down to like your 8th and 9th attempt. Only person that just kind of ran away with it was Pert, really. Joe kind of had a battle a little bit for the 93s. I mean, for the 83s. Kaiko was in a battle,
Yeah,
obviously.
Anthony
yeah,
smoked
stay honest,
everyone.
yeah.
Jesus smoked everyone.
McNugget
Nonso,
smoked everyone.
yeah,
Gel.
Nonso was supposed to just smoke everyone, but his arm fell out of his body, and then somehow the other guy won. That shit's crazy. And then we had the other guy. That, I don't know. Wait, Russ, you probably left already. There was another guy in the back that was like passed out, and the ambulance was there. The Algerian guy.
I was watching the whole shit.
Bro, there was a guy knocked out. We got people getting injured. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm literally just like,
That was probably the
holy
best
shit.
120 worlds battle to date.
That was a fun battle to watch, man.
Yeah, that 120
Oh,
battle
King,
that might be the
yeah,
best
King
worlds
Joseph
battle.
coming out of nowhere, just no
Yeah.
technique on the bench, just bro, the
Yeah,
jumps
shit.
that they took on deadlift, I was like, what is bro, that was an entertaining session. I remember going to the other random coaches, and I'm like, I've never seen such calls like this, and he's lifting them.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like I just feel like IPF World was actually, was it more entertaining than Sheffield? As a whole.
Sheffield for me, I have no perception because I'm working the whole time and I don't get to enjoy shit. My funnest Sheffield was the one where I was in the front because I didn't have I was just texting them commands and putting hands up.
Because we can't really speak from the standpoint of the viewer, because the biggest story for Sheffield was our situation, and I don't know how other people were interpreting that when they were watching. Like, were they?
I'm fucking lucky.
Was it hyped for them? I don't know, but I know IPF World was hyped as fuck for me.
Bro,
I think you could put worlds there. I think it has got a little edge on Sheffield for sure, because there was a lot.
It's a different edge.
I think it's the most. Is this not the most competitive worlds that happened yet? Women's and men's.
There's been a couple.
Or most classes.
I think even last year was kind of crazy too, right?
2024. I mean, you lost, right? So everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that was a crazy competitive."
Oh shit! Everyone was calling. Everyone was calling last year's world's crazy as fuck too. So.
Well, then it was also Petrie, Emil, Gavin, and like we didn't know how that was gonna play out. And then the 105s, I don't even remember who won the 105s. It was Ashton. I think it was just nobody close.
It was Ashton.
And then Bob just beats everybody at class down. I'm giving this guy Snickers because he made weight. He's like, I was like, I got a Gatorade and it says Snickers. He's like, all right, and he just wins that, like light, like at 106. I think 2025 is the most competitive. I think 2025 is more competitive.
Yeah.
For the girls, it was also super competitive. But we're gonna see, man. It's gonna keep getting harder. I saw some kid put up 850. He's from I don't even know where he's from. He put up 850s at 83 from some Asian country. I don't know who this guy is. I never seen him before. That's a pretty good total for an 83.
Oh, at Worlds.
Like he's an international competitor, and he just put up today. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, right? Today?
Yeah, like there's guys coming up putting up decent numbers. I mean, 850, right? He's got to be in the 900s to beat Joe, right? But
I mean, yeah, but still, it's I feel like whenever people say you got to be at their level, it's like, hey, if that motherfucker miss a lift, something goofy happens.
If Joe does one of those big jumps and he misses a lift, I got a big deadlifter too now in the 83s.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit.
Yeah, so, but yeah, man, it's gonna be. Okay, so we had World Sheffy. I said Sheffy, and then meet frequency. So I don't know how much more time you guys have. Real quick on meet frequency, Russ, is there anywhere you wanted to particularly jump off? Or I guess I'll say something. I'll say a statement, and then you two could like jump on it, right? So I'll say this: with the way powerlifting is now, especially with like the USA schedule, which is changing for the better. Well, Sheffield's moving, which will affect us more positively in the future. If you have to be at your 100% best, let me ask you this, Russ. If you need to be at your 100% best, how many months do you think you need after a meet to be able to bring in the best package?
Damn, that's a good question. I'd say
a year if you want. You could say 6 months.
No, I'd say really, I'd be really comfortable with 6 to 7 months.
6 to 7 months. Russ
is
an advanced.
Because I'm thinking about recently we just competed in, was it July? Like July 31st or whatever?
Oh, yeah, July.
Yeah, July or something like that. And I feel good now. So I feel like I'm ready to compete now. So whatever time frame that is, I feel like that's the shortest amount that I'd feel like 100% where I'm like, all right.
The reason for that is because you have the You have the post meet, like let your body chill out, heal up, and then you have to wind back up again. You have to make sure your
Mhm.
body weight's in shape, and then you need to get into it. Where you want to have, I like to have 5 to 6 blocks where 4 to 6 blocks where I can put the lifter through it, get a result, and then let me build on that. And now I really, really know where we're going to be at, what we're going to have, right? If I have to interrupt that, I tell it, like, I had a lifter start with me. She wants to compete in 4 weeks. I'm like, results may vary. I only have 4 weeks. What could I do in 4 weeks? I might be able to make you a little stronger, maybe sharpen some things up, but it's not, we're not getting that much stronger in 4 weeks, right? We can't even go through our process. So with meet frequency, with the way things are now, how ready you need to be, and how good the lifters are, I highly advise 2 to 3 meets a year, 3 maximum if you're a smaller lifter, maybe 3. You could Alba, I could do 4 probably, but I would prefer with my bigger, stronger guys, 2 to 1 per year. Stay safe. Think about longevity. Build your body up. Reset everything. Jesus did not come out of that meet unscathed. His shoulders like jacked up. We had to like chill it out, right? Like you can't just depending on the lifter, like you might need some time. So it's meet frequency is something that I think in the past when it was less competitive, you could compete because you're competing against 2 other people and it's the same 2 people and you're just better than them anyway. Now there's like a gazillion people. If Keiko goes all out at nationals, puts up 920, and we have to compete in 5 weeks, Emil and Gustav have only been focusing on worlds, and they're going to be able to have more
An
time to go.
extreme advantage.
Yes, to go through it. Everyone, you know what I mean. And for some reason, like yes, there's going to be lifters that like they are going to be outliers, but you can't focus on an outlier and be like, oh look, this person's doing it, everybody else should do it. I think you got to take every situation for what it is, um, and it just really, I almost believe that there's no way people don't actually know this, and if they vouch for competing more frequently, it's probably because there's like another ulterior thing, or they have someone that would benefit from that, or something like that. Like there's just no way like you're gonna tell me that if you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if the USA is trying to
Bro,
bring their best package to Worlds, and like we want our best lifter, Russell. Let's say it's Russ. We're gonna let him count his Sheffield. Why would we put him at a disadvantage, especially when Nationals was closer to Sheffield, and be like, you're gonna do Sheffield, and now you got to compete right away. Why are you gonna beat up your best representative? You know what I mean for the
yeah.
country? It makes no sense to me. That's all I'll say on meet frequency. I mean, I just think that like I could actually go deeper into it, but I think I'll just leave it there for time purposes.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to say on that?
Body, you got it.
I think that it's a good attempt for certain people to try to make that a valuable case and point. But the fact of the matter is, like you said, to your point, you want to see athletes be their absolute strongest. You want to see everyone bring the best to their table. Let's see who can win when we're all at our absolute best. We have 5 to 6, 7 months to prep for this meet. Now you're going to see historical things. You're going to see what can you guys do versus what can we do when we get maximum or when we get an ample amount of time, a proper amount of time, our absolute best. What do we all look like? Do you want to all see us? Do you want to all see us compete? We got 3 months to prep after just competing and we fucking sent it and pushed our bodies at massive capacity. You want to see us not at our best? You want to see us not with our maximum amount of prep time and efficient time? And it's like, I think what I've heard in the grapevines is that certain people think that due to programming strategies and philosophies, competing more frequently obviously helps the people that like to train with less fatigue and like to train fresher. So it's going to be more beneficial for them, which is essentially it doesn't matter how you try to cut. Doesn't matter how you try to cut the cake. That's what you literally have to do if you have to compete frequently. You have to be very selective and strategic because if you have to compete a lot and often, then you can't always be beat up in short periods of time going to all these meets, right? It's just like fucking common sense. Now, if you get to let us charge the fuck up and all of us gonna run this bitch on the same day, and you gonna give us a half a year to prep for this. Now that benefits the other side where we can prepare a particular way. So again, I pay attention and I hear and I see in conversations that, you know, it's all about trying to create angles and advantages because you see that you've seen what happens the past decade when you give certain people give them a half a year to prep for a meet. Let's see how it works out. Versus, let's try to compete every 2 to 3 months. And it's just like we don't like that's whack. Like we want to see people at their absolute best. I want to go against you when you're at your absolute best, and I don't want no excuses. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of the whole frequency thing, now there's also an argument. I'll say this last point. There's also an argument for viewership and making. This is the case that I make for this is that if we want to have like a season, right? We have enough talent or competitive frequency of like, let's say we had a really big meet every 2 months, right? There's enough talent and there's enough selection categories of tiers of level of lifters where you could fill in all those slots. Or we could have 6 big ass meets. So it's like every 2 months, the viewership and the attendance and people that want to go to these meets, it's up there because you get to see this tier of like up and comers. And you get to see this next tier of like, they're not the elite, but man, they're right there. And you've got the elite, and then you've got the champions of champions, right? So that's 4 tiers that I said maybe you could find a way to make 2 lower tiers where people can pay attention to. This is a sport, man. Like let also like all these coaches be scouting and looking for talent, and that could be something that, and it's just a natural thing that it's a natural byproduct of sports, where those lower tiers could also be for teams and coaches to kind of assess talent and see who's on the come up and things of that nature. It creates fun ways and it creates tiers where you could make it more palatable for people who don't give a fuck or care or know about powerlifting to have more frequency. But we're just, as a sport, we haven't done as good enough a job to make that a reality yet, where we have proper organization and what do you call I can't think of the word right now, but we have a proper format right now for frequency, and that way you've got, it's kind of like a card, right? Like a UFC card.
Mhm.
You've got the younger up and coming, not really known yet, but here's a chance to make a name for yourself, lifters that compete earlier in the year, whatever the case, or whatever section of the year, right? And then the big meets, you got the big card hitters, right? You got the Makhachevs, you got the Amanda Nunez's, all that stuff, right? We can easily make that structure, but we haven't done it yet. But in terms of the whole frequency thing, that's my thoughts on it. Just to wrap it up, which is pretty much, I don't think it's smart and good for the sport if we're coming to platforms and we're not putting up the best totals with the proper amount of prep time to do that. I think we're defeating the purpose, and we also can't fuck the sport up to try to hurt or be selective towards hurting one group or one like way of powerlifting coaches and teams strategy and how they prep. We shouldn't try to fuck the sport up to try to dampen their abilities and how they strategize versus the other. You know what do you get what I'm saying with that?
I don't think
think
I don't think that's a consideration for meet directors, and we have to adapt to the schedule, and I don't think anyone's gonna give a shit the way, like, I would rather do like long
no, yeah, but I'm
investment,
just
long
addressing.
payoff.
Yeah,
Who
but
cares if
I'm
they don't
I'm
have to
addressing.
adhere to that?
No, yeah, we don't have to adhere to that, but I'm saying
I'm
I'm
saying
addressing.
they don't have to care about the way I'm prepping my lifters.
But what I'm saying is that I'm looking at all the talking points that I'm hearing through the grapevines, and I'm trying to address all of them. And I'm saying like I don't think this is going to be conducive towards the sport in general. Like you prep the way you want to prep, you do that. You want to train with less fatigue, and you can't handle harder training, things of that nature, and whatever you're not good at that. You don't know how to fly close to the sun. That's on you. The
But
other way,
they literally, whenever they make meets, they literally will say like, you can't run this meet on this date because it's too close to this meet over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
right,
meet directors will actively try to kind of distance. Because it's like, hey man, you're gonna take up all the lifters that would do this particular meet. I need you to push your meet like maybe a month or two further out. So like it'll give those same lifters that want to compete in that same area a chance to recoup and get back and
right,
do my meet, right? So
right.
is it cool if I jump in or?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. Let me.
Yeah,
I'll
I
see
don't know
that
if you
point
have a
real
final
quick.
point.
Really quick.
Yeah,
See that point. I like what the IPF did. I think the IPF is always getting criticized. Let me take a moment and not criticize it for a second. I like what they did through all these years, and all these countries now, like through all the lifters that we work with internationally, like Jamaica, Trinidad, Sweden, like France just had their nationals in December, right? Sweden wasn't too long ago. I know Jamaica, Trinidad's coming up. Mexico was so all these Asian. There's a lot of Asian nationals that were happening. All these nationals are happening more around like end of fall, start of the year. So it gives all the countries time now where they can prep correctly going into summer, June. And now we can get everyone's best shit. And I think that's common sense. That's how it should be done. So go ahead.
Yeah, I think this conversation is just it's always so funny when I hear it because we don't operate in a space to where we all are doing the same meets. So sometimes you might come into me with an advantage, sometimes you might come into me with a disadvantage, right? But for sure, if you're competing frequently, you're going to be at a disadvantage, whether you're able to handle that disadvantage well or not. Cool, but it's a disadvantage nonetheless, right? So it's not like the NBA or the NFL where your schedule is set. Like you are playing 17 fucking games and you have a bye sometimes in the week.
Right.
What is one of the body? We love football. What is one of the big things that analysts say? They're coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye. They're coming off a bye. They've been playing and they've been, whatever. So they might have an advantage. Hey, this coach is fucking 8-0 off of a bye. Andy Reid's like one of the most well-known coaches for always coming off the bye and being prepared to have a dub, right? But that plays a role in betting and in predicting whether or not a team is going to be successful because some people, they come off of a bye, they're rusty, and they're playing a team that's rolling, right? Or some teams are dealing with injuries, they come off a bye, they have a chance to get healthy, and they're able to play, right? Also, this isn't a point to where it's like, hey, no matter what, I'm gonna face this motherfucker on June 18th because that I have to. I'm obligated to. I'm getting paid to face this motherfucker on this date, right? In powerlifting, it's like I don't have to do that. It's like I don't have to fucking do that. I'm not getting paid to do that. I don't have to do that. Why the fuck would I face you at a disadvantage? I just competed. So let's use Sheffield for example.
Crazy.
I'm competing at the end of January. I'm literally competing February. Why the fuck would you require me to now compete at March? At March, yeah, 4 weeks later. Why would you require that? If I put up the best total for my weight class at the beginning of the year and literally 5 weeks later, no one else can do that, and you're trying to build a world team because nationals is literally just you building your world team to go represent your country to now face the world, right? That's all it really is. Yeah. If you're looking with your eyeballs and you're saying, you know what? Whatever the fuck happened at nationals doesn't really matter because Russ is the best in his weight class. We're gonna send him the invitation. We are so convinced that he's the best that we're gonna send him an invitation off of that meet. Now you're more than welcome to be what Russ did at nationals. I mean, yeah, you're more than welcome to be what Russ did at Sheffield at nationals. If you can't do that, it is what it is. The people competing at nationals actually have the advantage because I have to go first. So I have to go first. They literally get to see what I do, and it's like, all right, we get to chip away at that. But I think like you're not going to get the best version of me. I don't give a fuck what people say. You're not getting the best version of me if I have to do fucking not that I have to do it, but if I showed up at nationals, people are like, are you gonna compete at nationals? No, I can't. I'm not gonna I'll be competing at maybe like 70-80%. I can't imagine doing something crazy at Sheffield and then turning around and then competing with the best 93s in the world at nationals. I'm at the disadvantage, right? So I never understood. It's like, oh, just show up and compete. All right, motherfucker, you do the same meets that you can't even do the same meets that I do. You're not invited. Like, so it shouldn't. It's not fair. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you couldn't get into this fucking club, bro. My bad, right? But I would do it if you was invited too. Like, if you was at Sheffield too, and then if everyone was doing Sheffield, and then it's like, all right, we gotta do nationals. Bet, let's run it. We're all at a disadvantage. We're all at the same disadvantage. We got to figure out our disadvantage to give us our best possible versions of ourselves.
It's almost like you're getting punished for doing really, really well the year before and getting into Sheffield. It's like, why would you do that? And
now, if you're gonna tell me, hey, you got to make a choice. Either you're gonna do Sheffield because we're not gonna use what you do at Sheffield as a nomination total for the world's invite or the world team invite. Then that's on me. I got to make that decision. All right,
and they're just not gonna have Russ representing.
Yeah, then they're just not gonna have Sheffield. They're just not gonna have a Sheffield, right? Because enough lift. If that was the requirement, I promise you, most of the U.S. team probably would just not do it, or they'll be like, I guess I'm only doing Sheffield this year. Fuck,
Really quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but really quick.
No, you good.
When's the last time Gustav had to do a Swedish Nationals? When's the last time Agata had to do a Polish Nationals? When's the last time Shell had to do a Norwegian Nationals?
Here's the thing. It's not that when's the last time they had to do it. They don't, some of those countries are really small. They don't have any ops. I did want
but
to say, though, in other countries, in America, you have a chance to go out and earn it, right? In other countries, it's just like we're just taking this person because they had a higher total last year.
right, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that
So yeah,
the IPF as it stands right now, like if Agata, Gustav, or Shell have to put up, they put up a big ass total at Sheffield. No one in the country can beat that. They're not required to have to pull up to nationals and have to try to go full effort again like they just did a month or two ago at Sheffield. They don't have to do that. So that is something I believe you earn because of the performance you put up at Sheffield. I put up such a big total on an international IPF platform stage against the champions of champions. So I've now earned my right where I don't need to do nationals and I have that prep time to go to worlds if no one beats my total.
what if the IPF used it as like there's enough talent in the USA already? They're not thinking about the individual. They're just like the USA will be fine because they'll always send someone good.
And here's another thing too about this point, really quick. In the NFL, in the NBA, in a lot of other sports, teams get bye weeks in the postseasons because they've done so well in the regular season
Yep.
that they've earned themselves the advantage of more rest time, prep time, because they won
Does the
more
highest seed get a
than
week off?
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And then they
The one
play
seeds
the winner of the two of
once in the
one.
NFL get a bye week in the playoffs, and they earn that through winning their division and being the best on their conference, right? So
Mhm.
this is kind of in its own way for powerlifting. The champions of champions, the people who put up the best totals on the most significant meets that are qualified for it, they get that. It's almost in a sense they get the extra prep time, which is you can look at it like a bye week. You earn that, fucking
Some
earn
of the
that.
90, like I'm thinking about my weight class. Some of the 93s are going to be doing nationals. They haven't competed all year. The last competition was March.
You know what I'm
Nationals last
saying?
year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about, bro? If we're gonna do that, then I think there should be a set schedule. It's like, hey, no matter what, you got to do this meet, this meet, this meet, this meet, this meet, right? So then we're all on an equal playing field. So it's like, all right, if you want to do fucking, a meet every fucking 2 months, we're all gonna do a meet every 2 months. But it can't be an uneven playing field. Well, it's like, well, I just did this like higher prestige meet over here 2 months ago, and then now you're asking me to come compete against this other person, have a disadvantage, and this person's been fucking charging up for a year because he's
Yeah.
not good enough to get invited to the meets that I get invited to. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
But if you want to do no matter what, boom, y'all meet here, boom, y'all meet here, boom, y'all meet here, boom, y'all meet here, cool. But it can't be like I'm here and then it's like I do this meet, you haven't competed all fucking year, but then now you want to see me after I've done a couple meets. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
It will be fixed and it will be like that. Just you gotta move to Sheffield after this.
Yeah.
I have two more things. We have content creator of the year or content creators that we feel stand out in the community are doing good work. And then we're gonna talk about what we're excited for 2026. I will I'll present the topic and then I'll let you guys talk because I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. So, what content creators in the powerlifting space do you feel have contributed to the space in a positive way in terms of helping it grow? Meaning they're not just lifters that lift, they're lifters that specifically make content, whether it be short form or however, that helps sort of grow the topic and make it like more relatable, to the community or perhaps in accumulating more lifters. Russ, I'll let you take that, and I will be right
Yeah.
back. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I think for me, it's two people. One of them kind of like dipped off towards the end of the year. I know he got like a real big boy job, so it just kind of pulled him away. Definitely wanted to shout out Pinoy, Pinoy Bulldozer. I think we all kind of know him. He's been around for like maybe a year and a half or so. But he's been doing a really good job, man. Just creating like very unique content with his rapping and like just like making skits, kind of being like a meme page, I guess, like but like presented in human form. I think he was doing a really, really good job before he had to like shift over to doing his real big boy job or whatever. And the other guy, let me just pull up his Instagram. The other guy is Ironbeard Strength, which is going to be Coach Mario. I've been kind of watching his content from afar. Like a couple of his posts would pop up on TikTok and Instagram a little bit, and I'm like, damn, that was a good video. Like that was a good explanation of like what it's like to. One of my favorite videos that he's made is like what it's like to go through a peaking phase in powerlifting, like getting ready for meet. And I was like, this was a great way to explain to people that don't do powerlifting what it's like to endure what powerlifters have to endure before they step on the platform. And he's just been making really solid, like I call it A to B content, right? Making good content that casuals can understand, like talking like he's presenting powerlifting to people that don't know what it is, but also being able to make powerlifters be like, yeah, I feel seen. That like he's explaining like how I feel. So I think
Right.
he's been doing a really really good job. And I think content like that helps people come into powerlifting, but then also makes more powerlifters that maybe don't compete at that national level feel more seen and feel more
Yeah.
heard and feel more understood. So I think
Right.
those two have doing a really good job.
Yeah, and just to touch on that, I think he's done a really good job for saying kind of like I think some coaches might feel that their voice is not, I don't know, like big enough, or they might be scared to hurt anything with their business. Or he kind of like calls out a lot of bullshit, or just like lifters when they get emotional or when they're at certain points of training, they're not looking outside the box and kind of looking at themselves and how they're behaving right now in a time of high stress and fatigue. So he like there's this one that really stood out for me that like if he wasn't gonna say it, I was definitely gonna say it at some point. But he was talking about how like lifters will like hear they hear about the persona or the resume of a coach. As soon as they make that payment, sign that paperwork, do the onboarding process, like okay, day one, I have my coach. Where's my 1,000 kg total now? And and they think just because they paid whatever fee, whatever, like it's like no, there's like time and work and struggle and success and frustration. And there's things that comes with you got to pay your dues to have a chance to get there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you can't just put that shit on the like I champion. I give so much love and credit to all the coaches out there that are up at any hour of the day, don't take breaks, don't take vacations, or maybe you do take vacations, whatever the case may be. But they grind for their people. That that lifters will never see this type of like relentless work, and how much it's also a strain. I give a lot of props to those coaches, and how like lifters that don't understand how this works, maybe their coaches that they work with like don't know how to say this or articulate this, but like it's a mutual thing. Like with you and Joe, you are working as feverishly and as consistent as you possibly can. And this motherfucker Joe, something's wrong with him because he doesn't have like a he just can he I've watched this guy work for
Dude,
over a
I try to
decade,
do
doesn't
things
get
for
tired.
fun and I feel guilty. I don't know. I can't, like, it's hard. Like,
He tried to go on a vacation to Hawaii with Tina
I need
not
to
too
get
long
back.
ago.
Oh
I need to
man,
get
And
I
back.
and
know,
he
I know.
and I was like asking Tina, I was like, please tell me he's not on his laptop. She's like, he's working. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, God damn, like
I've been
he
No,
telling,
we
I've
had
been
fun.
telling
We
you.
had fun. There, it was cool. It's just, when like you're like, man, if I'm chilling, our enemies are working.
Yeah, I mean, I've told him multiple times, bro. Hey, man, take some time to enjoy.
he ain't doing that. He
Yeah, what is it all for? But
but I
No,
say all this.
I'm gonna
Just
do it.
getting back to the iron bearded strength. Coach, what's his name? Coach Mario.
yeah,
Coach Mario. I've seen him in the local scene out here in California. I definitely appreciate the content he puts out. He like lifters gotta understand you need to be in check and you need to be responsible of your success as well. There are
yeah.
things that coaches can do and help guide you to be successful, but like don't just think because you sign paperwork and you're with this coach that has a reputation that perceives himself that you don't have to put any work to make that plan come to life and see the results of that. And so
I'll
he
jump.
talks about stuff like that. Go ahead, Joe.
I just want to say on that point, I think for some reason, and Russ, I don't know if you see that. I don't know if you see this, but obviously, like I coach, I work with all the flex coaches, and we get to see a lot of things in the community happening from that side. And I feel like there's almost this like culture of the like if anything doesn't work, it's just the coach and like the lifter. It's always the coach. It's just always the coach and like the lifter. Like more, a lot of it can be on the coach, but like there has to be a sort of like the lifter has to really understand what they're being given and what they're doing and actually do certain things. And I think a lot of the time, you know, I mean, I'm very lucky in that a lot of my lifters get it and they know it goes both ways. But also there are some lifters that like they're like, you didn't read my mind. How did you not read my mind? Wow, you don't even care about me. I'm out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know I was
Yeah.
thinking that, or like,
Yeah,
or like,
it's like the human component thing, but also too like a lot of these kids, it's their first time. Like a lot of these people, not kids, a lot of these people, it's their like they didn't play like organized sports like that. It's where nah, like you have to hold yourself accountable too, bro. Like your coach isn't always wrong, and if you keep bound, like one of the tall tale signs to someone that is like uncoachable or someone you know that it's like nah, it's your fault. You got like you have a resume of coaches, like you've been to a lot of different coaches. That's why I'm looking at you. I'm like, you the fucking problem, bro. Like all these coaches don't suck. At this point in the game, do you guys think it's pretty rare to find a coach that doesn't like just straight up know how to program?
we said this shit in like 20, like way back. It's like X's and O's are not that hard, but bro. If I give someone a program, that's gonna do something. But the coaching is the only reason why any of that shit even remotely works. If I just give someone a program with RPE on it and they don't get coached, they're probably gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
You have to have coaching. It's just the program is it only works. It's like you have two gears. You have this and this. It's like the program and then the coaching. Together you can get this and then you have a functioning machine. If you just have one, like yeah, this can kind of do something, but bro, it's also a program if you're coaching yourself, unless you're fucking weird like me, where like when I trained, I didn't even write my program down. I was just like, how many weeks out am I? What day is it? Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, or I should be fatigued now, or I know I'm deloading next week, so let me push it. And it was always just kind of understanding where I was at certain moments. But like with a coach, and it could still have been better if I had myself guiding me, or even if what I do with Grant sometimes is like I lost like 20 pounds last year, and I was just saying Grant my macros. I don't need him to say shit. I just need him to look at it and like remind me of things or like certain little things. There's when it comes to me and Russ, it's like I want Russ to focus all of his energy on being the athlete. Meet day. Jesus says one of our best things that we do is meet day. I like to think we have a lot of strengths, but meet day is pretty fun and easy for me. But I would say that I on meet day I want Russ to just lift. I don't need him to worry about what anyone else is doing. I don't want him to be thinking about XYZ. I just need him to execute on the platform. I will call the numbers. I will fight the judges. I'll go to the jury. I'll go buy him Gatorade. I'll do whatever I got to do with that stuff. I just need him to be the lifter, and I try my very best to make it so that bro. I can tell you like when I was coach, even in sports, if my basketball coach is telling me to do something, I will not question it because that I chose to be there in that moment and I want to do the instruction that they gave me the best that I can because I believe that we will get results, if I do those things. Um
I just wanted to say from the athlete's
yeah.
perspective, like you have to ask yourself, I feel like there's check marks that you have to hit, right? As an athlete, am I like sit down for real? Am I truly giving 100% effort? Do I understand what's being asked of me in this block, in this week, in this current moment?
Uh-huh.
Have I communicated that with my coach? Hey, coach, my mind is here, but like I'm looking at this block, man, like I really wanted to push X, Y, and Z. What do you need to see from me for you to feel like I'm doing the program that you want me to do, right? How you want me to do it? Am I getting my sleep? What are my stress levels outside of the gym? Like, are there things that I'm tackling right now that might hinder my performance? Am I communicating that to my coach? Because my coach could adjust to that. Am I taking care? I don't know if I said nutrition already, but am I taking care of my nutrition? Am I actually like how fat am I? Like, am I extremely overweight right now? Is shit on point? Am I lying to my coach about my weight? Like, what's up? Like, so you have to ask yourself these things as an athlete. Are you dealing with the injury that you're not telling your coach? There's so many things as an athlete you have to take up upon yourself that I feel like a lot of powerlifters today, like you said, they think that just hiring a coach is a magic pill. Like, no, bro. Like me and Joey have a mutual agreement amongst each other that we're giving each other our best effort. I never, if we're talking about live politics, gaming, anime, or whatever, we're in constant communication. Sometimes, like body from our group chat, I break away. Hey, bro. I know I sent it in the chat, but I'm literally just putting this in this thread. So everything
Yeah,
is
so I
in
can
this
reference it.
thread.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a reference point for you. Like I know you already saw it in the chat, but like this is just so whenever you open up our personal thing, all the training is right here.
You have a history
This
of
is how
data
I
that your
felt.
coach can look at. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started doing that last year after we took the L. I was like, I need to check in with him way more frequently. So just now out of habit, I send him pretty much 90. I don't really send in deload weeks because deload weeks it's whatever, but I'm like, hey, I feel like this. I feel recharged. You know, I came in week 1 today, felt kind of iffy, whatever, but I'll get it corrected. I think it's because I did this yesterday, like X, Y, and Z, right? But that's on me as the athlete. That's not, it's not, he doesn't fucking track me down. Matter of fact, when he hits me, it's like, hey, how was training? That's because I'm checking in late. Like, I'm checking in from
Yeah,
our
him.
normal, from what he normally knows.
If
Yeah.
if
Because
if
he knows I'm
he
going to check in probably like 9 a.m. your time, right? Because I'm checking in. I'm finishing my workout 11 a.m. my time. So if I haven't hit you by like noon or 1, you're gonna hit me. Hey, yo, just how was training today? You know what I'm
and
saying?
here's the
But
thing,
that's because I hadn't hit him yet.
the lifters that check in a lot, I know the time and I get the feeling and we kind of it's like an energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I got motherfuckers that are not doing that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing a lot of shit. Fucking weeks will go by and I'll be like, I only got 2 singles last block. What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? You know what I mean? And then I gotta lock them in. And what happens a lot is you have lifters that once they get close to the meet, now they're sending you all their stuff. I have so many, mostly a lot of girls that do
It
that.
don't work like it
They
don't
they
work
they,
like
they
Hey,
that.
they'll do the training, but
It
then
don't fucking
once
work
they're
like
eight
that.
weeks out, now they're sending you everything.
hey,
It
I
don't
want to
work like
I
that.
want to touch on this because you guys said some things I want to make sure like this has to be said.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Uh, first is so yes, to Russ's point, pretty much it's like when you buy toys, like when I was growing up and you buying like Legos and shit, and it was saying like assembly may be required or whatever, right? Like with coaching, it's like, hey, adherence
Accountability
and
may be required.
accountability, adherence, and consistency is required. You know, it's
Yes.
not just like onboarding payment, and then like I said, where's my 1,000 kg total? It's like you need this too with that, right? But also, Russ said that he doesn't send in his deloads and stuff like that. I want people to know this. Joe and Russ, you've been working together how now? What, 8 years, 9 years?
Yeah. It's gonna be
April
9 years, 2026.
May 2017.
Okay, so 8 to 9
Woo!
years, right? One like especially my lifters watching this, I want you to understand something. They've been working together for 8 to 9 years. They have their system down packed. Okay, a lot of success comes from that system. Please do not all of a sudden stop sending me your week ones and your deload weeks. Don't be doing that because like the way that I work, I like my athletes sending in like key details where it's like I've had a lot of lifters this past week where I'm like, yo, we just hit the heaviest fucking loads in a deload week we've ever done in your career. We've been working
Mm.
together 3, 4, 5 years. You this used to be your week 3 single. You just did this shit on week 1, smoked it. And that's very refreshing, and it's very like it's inspiring to keep working hard. And damn, this is progress. Our week 3s are week 1s now, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I just wanted to say for all lifters with your coaches and also mine especially, that's because you see one of our or the best 93 in the world doing this. Don't fucking do that,
Yeah,
okay? Because you're
they
gonna
don't
make
know the
shit hard on
backstory
us.
behind all that. Yeah, they don't know the
Everything we
backstory
got
behind
going for you specifically, let's keep that rolling. Don't just see like, oh, I see Kobe Bryant doing this, I'm gonna try to do it now too. It's like, no. So,
all.
no, let me hold on, Joe. So we went on a huge tangent. We do that. There's good positives that I heard
I was just
about.
gonna say, what are you guys excited for
Yeah.
2026?
There's some things about I heard about open thinkers and how when they go on tangents, it just means that there's good positives with that. So don't fucking. We're always gonna go on tangents, is what it is. But going back to Coach Mario, Iron Bearded Strength, huge props to him. You say a lot of good things for coaches that needs to be said. Keep putting out your content. Pinoy
DQ real
Lifter,
quick.
Pinoy Lifter, you put out a lot of good fun content. Hopefully you get back to it. And then I want to shout out. I like watching Nonso stuff. I like watching Cranon stuff. I know she's kind of like a tweener. She's like mainstream fitness and then sometimes she'll post some powerlifting stuff. Obviously Russ. I like seeing Nate put up stuff. I like seeing Jesus' stuff. Um, I think her name's Janae. I feel like she puts out funny, weird things, but also funny things. And I think that she's working with something, and if she kind of dives more into just continuing to be herself, and then just keep improving the quality if she wanted to do it. I think that she could also be another good. Not that anyone wants like they try to put such a bad rap on like being an influencer. Like if you are a human that makes posts on Instagram or the social media and you influence other people in a positive manner, I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think that Janae is someone that she could continue that. I think she could kind of she's got her own unique thing where she's herself and she kind of puts in like funny jokes and stuff while also associating with powerlifting. So I think she's
Who's
someone that I
that?
think Swole Spice.
He was just saying that he
So,
thinks that if she
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to, she could go
Okay.
more the influencer route, but I think she's having fun with it.
yeah, and I think things grow from having fun of it. I'm just shouting out people that I see on Instagram, and I want to give them like their flowers for what was this? It was this category influencer of the year,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Not just content,
Just
like
con
breakout content creators or
just content that's been helping us get through the pain of
who's
powerlifting.
the breakout? Who's the breakout content creator? And
I just put I mean, like, yeah, it could be breakout, it could just be content
broke
creator.
out. I'll
We
give it a
fucked up.
nonso. For me, I'm gonna give it a nonso.
You
I
think
like
so?
his content. Yeah, I like his content. I'm gonna get. For me, I'm gonna give it a nonso.
I don't watch content, so I don't have an answer.
I like seeing when he's like, "Yo, when I first started, I was only deadlifting 700. Now I deadlift 950."
It's tough because like that's like kind of like the junior shit. You know what I mean? Like they be doing shit
It's
like
cool.
they
It's
all
cool.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
just say
cool.
he patented the turn a fail into an edit. What are you guys excited for 2026?
uh, shit, shit, Sheffy, Sheffy.
Only thing I'm thinking about.
Obviously, yeah, obviously, nationals.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, those are the immediate ones that have my attention because that's like Q1
I can't see
of
beyond nationals because like I want to be excited about worlds, but we don't know what's gonna happen yet,
yeah. No, we
so
got
we
yeah.
can't even
So
think
yeah,
about that.
it's like bits and pieces. We gotta take care of step one. Step two needs to happen, and then step three needs to happen. So I'm just focused on the first half of that, but then
Right
also
now,
just yeah, just with how 2025 went. I think 2025 was really cool. But I think I laid some foundational things, and then now 2026 it's time to execute even more. So
I think Sheffy, of course, nationals, and then I'm fucking hyped for Sheffy #2. I want to see this
oh
venue.
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
get the
yeah.
vibes of it. Cause like Sheffy 1, I get like vibes. You know, we're in the lobby. We walk to the place. I can go to the little castle, get some pizza. Da da da. It's all rainy and gloomy and shit. And I got like a feel in that little liquor store there, and like you know what I mean. And just chilling in the lobby between when things are popping off, seeing everybody like I got that. But now I want to see that in the new venue. How is that going to be? You
Mm.
know, and it's always like a fun thing because it's like it's not as bro. Like Sheffield is like it's a very stimulating meet for me because I have so many people at once, but it's not worlds where like we have to fucking win, right? It's like different. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not as I'm
It's
stressed, but
fun.
different. It's different.
Yeah.
Um, for this one, Russ, it's a little different for us because this is our Nats,
Yeah, it's our
so we
net.
gotta take
So
it serious. But go ahead, Chris. What
I'm
are you thinking
I'm
about?
in the short term. I fucking love going to another country and being out there with y'all. I'm just with my brothers, and I'm just like the moment, like I'm all about the game. I'm all about the competition. I'm all about for sure that. But also, I think I do a good job of like taking a moment and just being happy with the people who I'm with, the people that we build with and come up. And I fucking just like when we're sitting in the lobby or when we're eating at a restaurant or walking in fucking cold ass Sheffield.
Bro, what did we
And
order? I think Russ, were you there?
Burger
We
King.
ordered fuck. No, it was not. It was like it was disgusting. It was like
Oh, maybe I wasn't that. Maybe that wasn't with me because
we were
I
just
know we ordered like McDonald's or Burger King or some shit when we
maybe,
came back.
maybe, maybe. But
yeah,
there was one
And we was
year.
all just chilling in the lobby area, just talking
yeah.
It
shit.
was like fat burgers, and like I remember sharing my fries, and I ended up giving Mikey a sandwich. I don't know what the fuck was going on, and bro, you just it's the only thing open. It was the only thing open. You just
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to like it's always a treat to be on board with you guys and just be with my team. I would never take that for granted. I've been looking forward to that for a long time now. I'm definitely looking forward to nationals, junior nats, worlds, and the second Sheffield. And I'm looking forward to I really enjoy working hard at something with my athletes and seeing them grow not only as athletes, but what it took for them to grow as people to acquire those results. You see them improve their life habits. And I fucking love that part of the process. I really do. So I'm excited to just continue doing that with my team. And I'm excited. I think we were in some tough areas of the sport in general. It's growing, it's having its growing pains, but I'm really excited. I'm very optimistic, and people have to understand that all the people who quit, all the people who stopped, all this shit in 2028, whether powerlifting is in the Olympics or not, which probably is not going to be, I don't know, we'll see. But the inspiration of seeing
Eh,
lifters, the inspiration of seeing athletes the best at what they do in their sport. How can you not be inspired by that? And there's going to be little Jimmy that didn't stop lifting, that in 2028, you know what I'm saying, he's going to squat 700 pounds because he didn't stop.
Yeah.
And the ones that did stop right now, you're robbing yourself of the opportunity. So
But
I'm
also,
excited for everything to come in 2026.
if it's not serving you anymore and you feel like you're being a slave to it, then do something else. But you got to figure that
Yeah.
out for yourself. And I think one thing about powerlifting is in the pursuit of being better at the sport, you will figure out what you like, what you don't like. Is this really meant for me? Chris told me about a lifter that told him, I don't want to go to the gym in SBD. I want to go get ice cream, sit on a bench, and watch the sunset. And I say, hey.
hey, go live your life, brother.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not knocking you
There's
for
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
Hey,
I get it. I get it.
But don't live
you know what I
this
tell you know what
lie
I
of
tell
trying to be the best.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I tell people? Hey, bro, if you don't like this shit, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not gonna think of you any different. I just hate when motherfuckers be like, yo, I love this shit, and they do everything but love that shit. Like,
Yeah.
go be you. This shit is not. It's not that
not
fun if you don't
glamorous,
like
yeah.
it. You're miserable. I'll never forget. There was a person at Corrupted. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a person at Corrupted talking about, yo, I'm gonna quit powerlifting. I'm like,
Bro.
motherfucker, you're in this hot ass gym training fucking 2.5 hours a day. Quit today. Why you waiting for a fucking like another 2-3 months to quit? Quit now.
Yeah.
Today. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to,
Fuck out of here.
yeah, like not like in a mean way, but it's like, bro, why would you make yourself suffer?
We
Like,
see how it
Hey,
plays
what's his
out.
name?
Like if those
Shut your
thoughts.
bitch ass up, man.
You see.
Oh,
What
I can't do
the-
this. Oh,
what the
shut
fuck? Oh man, man, I'm about to eat
what
this
the fuck
cake.
is you doing, bro? You
What
got a
is
lot
you
doing,
doing,
bro.
What the hell?
Oh my god. Hey man, I think that's a good place to cut it off. This is gonna be the Sheffy crew that's handling Russ at the meet. I'm so excited to be in there with the boys. We're gonna handle business. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna kill numbers. We're gonna set the bar. At the end of the day, you could do whatever the fuck
What the
you
fuck?
want to do. You guys already know Russwole on IG, YouTube, all TikTok, all of that. We got BigBody. He don't really be on social media like that. He be in the shadows. And we got Joey FLEXX here with the boys. Have a good night, everyone, and I will see you guys in the next one. Motherfucking peace.